Do we have to do the intro music ourselves?
Welcome to the Norm Hyperbolic Podcast. We're here to talk anime, video games, and movies. I am your host, X, also known as Young Morgan Freeman. And with me, as always, is my co-host, Kid Lewis.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy, Kid Lewis. Back to the podcast, back to another episode. Welcome back. Normies, welcome back. And today we are bringing you a new episode on Yu-Gi-Oh! And what better than bring a ghost? What better than bring a guest? Sorry. A ghost. Because technically he's in the backgrounds all the time editing for us. So if you've seen our videos, it's been edited by our friend, our lovely editor,
the main
Oscar.
man.
Hi, everybody.
AKA the ghost.
AKA, you know what? I'm going to call myself that now. Right? Yeah, that's good.
Big ghost, bro.
Yeah,
ghost.
So yeah, it's me, your boy, Oscar,
Nice.
Big O, Oolong, Big O, Big Ghost.
Big ghost. Capital O.
Yep, and
G.
I'm the editor of the episodes you've seen recently, so go check them out on YouTube if you have the time, if you want to go subscribe. So
yeah, we bring the breathes life into these videos that we do and fixes a lot of our errors and mispronunciations and makes our jokes a lot better.
Yeah.
by adding his jokes on top of it.
Yeah.
What did he say?
I try my best.
I think he meant to say this. So,
Dude.
So Oscar's a really big duelist too in my friend group. Definitely, top two when he's not two. We'll just say.
What?
So in this episode, like Lewis said, we're going to be talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters.
Mm-hmm.
Give you guys a follow-up on McDonald's anime initiative.
Oh, I've seen a lot of the commercials.
Yeah.
Right. Overwatch 2 has an anime crossover that they're doing and an apology from one of the stars of a live action anime adaptation.
Apology.
So
Okay.
Xavier.
we'll go
I see you, bro.
I had never heard of that. So
we'll go ahead and get into it. And then I did want to start at the top of the episode. We lost a goat over the past week.
Yes.
So by the time the episode comes out, it'll be a month. I think that he has passed. But Akira Toriyama passed, unfortunately, at the age of 68.
68.
That's so young, man.
Pretty
If you
young.
really think about it, like if you in your 60s, like death is literally around the door. That's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, he was active too. He was still,
He was still writing. He was
and
still
drawing and-
creating.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely a GOAT, man. Without him, I don't know what a lot of us would be doing without Goku. You know what I mean? A lot of us wouldn't be at the gym, maximizing our powers.
Right.
Screaming to the sky.
Right.
A lot of your favorite manga and anime artists, their favorite manga and anime artist is
What's
Akira
him?
Toriyama.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
definitely do a moment of silence. Let's go ahead and get to the episode. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave us a like. If you're listening to this on your podcast platform of choice, leave us a 5-star review for the Kid and Young Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
Let's go ahead and get into it, man. So
Let's get into it, man.
last week's news today.
What's up? Talk to me, bro.
First, in the realm of anime. So McDonald's, or in an alternate dimension known as WcDonalds, is currently in week 2 of their anime campaign. They've been releasing like anime shorts trying to promote like the fast food chain and basically ride the wave that is anime. So, anime's been around for a while, but it's getting really hot lately.
Yeah.
So even, everyone wants like their own anime version of, whatever the hell that they do.
Yeah.
So you see it with Rick and Morty.
I love that episode when they animated it like into like an
Yeah.
anime. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, even, when we watched Toonami, like we were talking earlier about Akira Toriyama, but like, you remember like the Billy and Mandy episode where
Oh,
they,
yeah.
where they did a Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's been around for a while, but definitely these mainstream companies are trying to ride this wave.
It's so weird because it's like, I think like Wendy's also did it like way earlier in like
I was
in
thinking
the
that.
past.
Yeah.
They did like a anime version of like Wendy herself, and she was like promoting like like a new sandwich or something like that. I
Yeah.
can't remember, but
Yeah, Wendy's their ad campaign for like social media or whatever is fucking hilarious.
it is. But I feel bad too because it's like they started that trend of like the sassy like social media manager,
Right.
and now it's like kind of gotten out of hand a little bit. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's just how it is.
Yeah. So they partnered with Studio Piero to create these shorts for the fast food chain. They also created 19 characters that are in this fictional alternate universe of McDonald's, which is WcDonalds. So Studio Piero, they do Naruto, they did Boruto, Bleach, and Black Clover.
Wow.
Yeah. Doing these characters, and I have an image.
How many shorts are they doing? Like just
They're doing 4 shorts. So they're doing one a week for 4 weeks. So currently we're in week 2.
How long are they? Like what?
Not even like 5 minutes. The idea is that you go to McDonald's, you get the fucking McBurger or whatever, and you scan your code.
McNuggets, bro.
The McNuggets
with the mixed soda.
Soda. The McDouble.
And then you scan it, and then you can go. It'll take you to the website, the McDonald's website, and then it'll unlock the short.
Okay.
So
okay.
that's what it is. That's the promotion.
So you
on
have
this.
to get the bag in order to watch like the anime.
Yeah, there's the ones that they announced for free, or it's after the week, so they're doing it week to week.
They don't
build
put the short on like YouTube or anything like that.
They do, but they do it like they do the opening, and then they'll release last week's short. But then to get today or this week's short, you have to get the McDonald's bag, scan the code, and go on the website.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But I'm sure you could just also get it from the website from somewhere.
Right.
Somebody probably recorded it and posted it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just a McDonald's, bro. So I have
Right. It's not.
it's not
Not a big deal.
Yeah, it's a McDonald's, bro. So I have the video here for you guys of the 19 characters. So they range from like Burger Men, they have some Gundams, and then they got like, I don't see any samurais, but they have like an iteration of like the Hamburglar, no Grimace, green haired lady. No Grimace.
How could you not have Grimace?
Yeah, I mean, it's a McDonald's. So they partnered with this manga artist, Aki Bright. They have like images of like things that they're doing on the box and on the bag. And
X has a cup here that has like the McDonald's like thing on it, and it has like the stuff on it. So I was just looking at it.
Yeah, with the katakana or whatever.
Yeah. Does Aki do like other manga stuff or just like the what?
I checked out her website, and she does have like her own Instagram. I haven't seen like any that she's been a part of, but she does like just a lot of fan stuff. But she is like pretty prominent, I guess. She does have her own website, and it does feature the work that she's doing with McDonald's.
Okay.
And it's pretty cool. It's pretty nice. They're also opening a real life McDonald's that is actually opening this weekend, the weekend that we're recording the podcast.
Oh yeah.
In Los Angeles.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
it's a McDonald's immersive dining experience.
Now, are they building a whole new McDonald's based off this, or are they just converting a McDonald's that already exists into
I think I don't know if they're like making the building or if they're just turning a building that used to be something else. But definitely, if you go in, it's different. It's not like a regular McDonald's. Like it's almost like Universal Studios. Like each wall has like a projection of like an anime town that you're in, and then you have like the burgers, and there's like holograms. I've seen like videos of people.
That's cool.
Holograms.
People have already been there. They're doing it for a month. You are in the Los Angeles, California area. You can visit this McDonald's, and I think you have to reserve seating, but it looked like cool as hell. And you can get some McDonald's swag and like all this kind of cool stuff.
Ooh, okay.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so they're also doing inspired foods. They got the Wick Nuggets and then a savory chili sauce.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen the sauce.
My son did a solo for his saxophone thing.
Oh yeah.
So last night we were able to have McDonald's for dinner because McDonald's is contraband at my house.
Contraband?
Contraband.
Then what's this cup doing here then?
That was that's paraphernalia. That's fast food paraphernalia right there.
Okay.
I ordered the savory chili sauce, but they didn't like get it or whatever. Like they didn't add it to the bag. So I haven't got to taste it. But it's just like we were talking earlier. It's another meme sauce.
What is that sauce that everybody they did a whole episode on Rick and Morty?
Yeah,
Szechuan sauce.
Szechuan sauce.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe you get one of those sauces and then hold on to it, and then it's worth money later.
God, I hope not.
I know.
I've seen people hold on to food like that, and it's like the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life.
It's not even good.
But it's like well preserved. I've seen like videos of like elderly people like this is like a burger from like the first ever McDonald's establishment.
Right.
And it's like nice and preserved. And I don't know what the fuck they did to keep the bread still the same color.
No, I've seen
not moldy and stuff like that.
I've seen like
I wouldn't eat it.
No,
I mean
God,
like
no.
Mountain Dew had when they did Star Wars, like the first Star Wars, Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
They had like a soda that they had, and somebody held on to it for so long, and just last year they fucking opened it and drank it for the first time.
Ugh.
I would not do something like that for
Hell
the podcast.
no.
So,
I feel like if you're just collecting it just to have as a staple piece or as a memorable piece,
well, that's why I got
not
it.
to like actually drink after
Right.
20 years of having it.
No.
It's not gonna taste the same.
Yeah, and I just got the cup, but like I wanted to do something with it, like I don't know, keep my coins in it or use it as a planting thing, or I don't know.
I got you, bro.
But so I did check out the website. The website does look pretty cool, and they are doing a Yu-Gi-Oh collaboration, but I'm going to save that for the meat and potatoes.
But they've done that in the past. It wouldn't be the first one.
Yeah, they've done
What?
that in the past.
McDonald's doing a collab with Yu-Gi-Oh.
Right.
Because I remember I used to get like a Happy Meal or something, and it come with like a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so OG.
They're doing something similar. So I wanted to end that with, how do you guys feel about anime being adapted into these different things? Like not just, McDonald's. Like where's the line? How much?
I don't think there is a line. I think it's just cool that they want to incorporate it.
So anime everything?
Might as well.
I mean,
Why
yeah.
wouldn't we're an anime podcast? That's like what?
Yeah.
Anime everything, man.
Okay, all right.
And I mean, it's like it's part of the culture now.
It
Like,
is.
you have like Dragon Ball Z, you have Naruto, that things are really popular, especially with our generation because we grew up on it.
Right.
And definitely like seeing it. It's fun to see. Is there a line? I would probably say at some point, but that's like way into the future.
What
I
would
think.
be the line?
Yeah, what would be the line? What do you think? Like, what can't they anime?
What can't they anime? Like, I don't know. If they just start doing like weird like anime shit, like if they start doing like fan service stuff, like can you imagine like a McDouble with like
Big naturals?
with big naturals and stuff like that? That'd just be like a little weird. I mean, like there's probably already weird shit like that on the internet, but
Yeah, I mean-
if they start officially doing that like out in the open. it's kinda
Okay.
like,
So maybe hentai? Is hentai the line?
oh, for what? Yes. What?
Okay. all
For
right.
me, it is.
For you? Okay.
personally, but
I don't think they would do that.
No,
That wouldn't
not
make
McDonald's,
sense. Not
but I-
McDonald's. That's we all know what hentai is.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I get it though.
yeah.
Yeah. Xavier has an episode lined up about his favorite top 10 hentai. Actually,
not the top. Not the
I
top.
am not editing that episode.
Oscar, I gotta send you a file.
I gotta send you a file,
I gotta
bro.
send you a zip.
Yeah, it's gonna stay compressed forever.
The file's gonna be named "I promise it's not hentai." Open it.
Definitely not hentai, senpai.
Definitely not. Don't be scared.
Just don't open it when you're
Yeah, right.
Family's around.
All right, so
Open
then
it
next, in the realm of video games.
up. Go for it, man.
So Overwatch 2 is doing a collaboration with Cowboy Bebop. So starting March 12th, the collaboration is going to provide gamers with Bebop-inspired skin, emotes, highlight intros, and more.
Cool.
So I wanted to ask you guys, do you guys play Overwatch, or what do you guys think about Overwatch?
I've heard of the game, but I've never actually played it.
No, Overwatch.
I used to play it like quite a bit back in the day.
Have you played the second one that came out recently, or
No, I dropped that game like a long time ago because
Yeah.
it would get me too mad.
too mad?
Yeah, I would get too pissed at that game. Like especially when I started playing on like PC,
Yeah.
it would just like
Why is it the toxic gamers, or are you just not that good at it?
Damn.
I'm just asking the questions.
I mean, okay, I will say I was like in probably like gold, like in terms of like ranking, which I
Okay.
wasn't that good, but I don't know. It's like very repetitive. So like,
Yeah. Even though you can play like as many different characters and they all play kind of different.
yeah, but like when you play a game like that, you have like a main,
Right.
So like
right.
you either like a tank, you're like a support,
Mhm.
you're what do you call them? Like the
The
main
attacker or
person,
whatever.
the attacker, whatever. So like for me personally, I was a tank. I loved
Oh,
playing
really?
Diva because
Okay.
Diva was like my favorite character.
Okay.
But then like people would pick her, and I'd be like, okay, now what the fuck do I do?
Right. I know you kind of have to have a character in each class because there can only be so many supports or so many tanks.
Exactly. And I think they divide it now. So like there's like an accurate number of like, okay, you have this many supports, you have this many tanks, you have this
Yeah.
many like attackers. So
Yeah.
but I haven't played the game forever.
Yeah,
So.
I mean, me and my son played it a little bit. My brother was really big into it, and then my brother got my son into it, and then so now he's like getting me to play or whatever. I tried to play with Hanzo, but like you said, it's just difficult because you do have to get a character,
Mhm.
and I'm not trying to play like Soldier 70 whatever. He's the guy who plays the most like a Call of Duty person, but everybody else has like either knives or arrows or a gun that has blasts like bursts.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It is. My brother says that it has more flavor than Apex or Fortnite or all these other things. Like there's no flavor. Like this is.
I'm actually
like,
surprised that Fortnite
Doing this
didn't
collaboration?
didn't sweep
Yeah.
that up. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
they're
for
sweeping
real.
everything up.
right. I mean, they are doing a bunch of stuff. I'm sure that we'll get to Cowboy in the meantime, but Overwatch is kind of anime. So remember how we were talking about Tekken, like the crazy
Yeah.
cast of characters?
Mhm.
Overwatch characters, like if you look at them side to side, they look like a fucking cast, like from an anime.
Yeah.
From an anime video game.
They
Yeah.
they even do have like their own lore. Like there's like a whole
Yeah.
story behind like Overwatch and everything. Like
Hanzo and Genji are like brothers.
brothers. Yeah, they are. And then like Diva has like it's not just Diva in the mech. Like she has like a whole like group of people that like are in mechs as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you don't really hear about them too much. So
Yeah, I mean the game is cool enough, but like your mileage varies about how long you can fucking keep doing the same missions or not,
yeah.
even after you get a character. But so they have Cassidy as Spike Spiegel, Ash as Faye Valentine, Sombra as Ed, Mwaga as Jet Black. Am I saying that right? Mwaga?
I don't know who that is.
Okay. And then there's a Ian skin for Wrecking Ball that you can get for free.
Ooh, okay.
So Wrecking Ball is like the hamster that's in one of the mechs.
Yeah.
So a lot of these skins though you can earn in game.
Yeah. I think the way you earn them is you have to get gold,
Mhm.
and gold you get through like doing competitive stuff instead of like just casual. So,
Yeah,
okay.
you do like these different challenges. So we were talking about, I can't remember if we were talking about Helldivers or something else, about how there's a difference, not a difference, but like there's an incentive to grind and get the loot, but then they also give you the
I think it
option
was
to
Helldivers. was last time we talked about that, and we talked about like the whole grinding to get new skins or to get weapons versus just outright.
Right, but this one gives you the option to either pay for it or you can just grind. So you start off with this free one and then you grind doing challenges to get these other ones.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Oscar?
About like paying to like get the skins,
like in-game currency versus DLC.
It's like to me it's like a little dangerous. I'm like the kind of person who gets really impatient, so I'd be like the target audience for like, hey, you want to just get it? Like,
hey, $3.99 for the skin,
and I'm just like, that's yours. Just $4. Like, that's crazy.
Right.
But like lately, because I am a little poor. Nothing against you guys, but like,
what a say. Don't tell the people around they're paying you, man.
Hey, I'm getting paid well. It's fine. By these guys at least. But it's just like, if you give the player the option to like earn it, then I think that's like way better. Like in Helldivers.
Yeah, I like that too, because that incentivizes the player to actually play the game and put hours into it versus just buying the skin, playing it for a couple of days and being like, all right, what's next?
Yeah, exactly. Like I play with like a few of our friends, and one of our friends, he like is just all about super credits in Helldivers 2, which is like the in-game currency that you can earn or buy, but you can find it out in the real world, like in the game. Yeah. So like you have the incentive to be like, oh, let's go check out all this other stuff so we can maybe find super credits. I think that's really smart.
I prefer that because especially I paid $40 for the game, so it's different from like Fortnite. That's a free game, and then you pay for the extra shit.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
but in my opinion, I feel like they should have both options. I feel like there should be maybe 4 to 5 skins that you can only get in game. Like you have to play to get these skins, or put the hours and the work behind it to get it.
Yeah.
Versus just buying it. You know what I mean? So that way, like if I see a skin, I'm like, damn, this guy actually put in the work to get that skin. Yeah. He didn't just straight up buy it. You know what I mean? But if I see another skin and I'd be like, no, he bought that.
Yeah.
You can still get it, but I bet you he bought it.
That kind of reminds me of like, did y'all ever play like Halo 3 back in the day?
Yeah.
So you remember how everybody was like gung-ho about the Hayabusa armor?
Yes.
Yeah. But the only way you could do it is if you like did like a certain challenge or like a certain like mission or whatever.
You had to beat something on like legendary hard without dying or some shit.
Yeah. So like when you see somebody playing with the Hayabusa armor, you're like, that guy earned it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Run. He's got the Hayabusa armor.
This man's dangerous. I don't want to fuck with him. Like I know this man put the work. Fuck that, man.
So the associate director, Amy Dennett, this is a quote that she has. So she says, "We're honored to be collaborating with one of the most respected anime series of all time, Cowboy Bebop. This collaboration is a wonderful way to pay homage to the legendary stories, art, animation, and music of the Cowboy Bebop series. We hope its fans and our players have as much fun with what we're bringing to Overwatch 2 as we did creating it." They did release, I forgot to send it to you guys, but a like intro showing the collaboration. So it really is just the intro of Cowboy, but it just has like, these Overwatch characters.
Oh, okay.
It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty dope. And the last thing I have about that is that they also did, and this is their second anime collaboration. The first one that they did was with One Punch Man.
Oh, okay. What'd they do with One Punch Man?
Same thing, skins, emotes, and intros. So the thing is like, I listed the characters. So these are the only characters that have these cowboy skins. So in the One Punch Man, they had like 4. You can do like Genos, Saitama, and then 2 other ones.
Okay.
And then that was also free, but then you could unlock with in-game currency by doing the challenges.
Okay.
And then last, in the realm of movies. So Justin Chatwin, the actor that played Goku in the notorious Dragon Ball Evolution movie.
Oh, that trash ass movie.
Right.
Oh, God, man.
So he took to Instagram to pay tribute to the late great Akira Toriyama. So he posted, I'm gonna read it. It says, "Rest in peace, brother. Sorry we messed up that adaptation so badly."
Damn.
So we were talking about in the last episode about live action, about how, we're not really into it, and there is sometimes where it does work, and blah, blah. We have a whole episode on it. Go check it out for that full thing.
Check that.
I don't know, man. Especially now with Akira Toriyama passing away, I just think they should never try another Dragon Ball live action. So they're trying it with Naruto, and I haven't seen it, and they're doing the director and blah, blah, blah. And, One Piece was decent, we said, and then they have been having, hits or misses with Yu Yu Hakusho and Avatar, but at least out of respect, I would just
leave it.
Leave it. Do not try Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
I feel like it was tried in the beginning. It failed. It should show that you can't recreate Goku. You know
can't.
What I mean?
Like, even if the thing about that, and the animation aside, like it being like choppy or whatever, but the craziness that is that damn anime is the appeal, like the fighting. Yes. So even if they get like a good martial artist and they get a good choreographer or whatever, I think it's still still not going to hold up.
Yeah.
Like it can be its own thing, but just fucking don't call it Dragon Ball. Just do something else.
Right. Don't even associate that name with it.
No.
Yeah, like I have this thing where it's like there are certain things you should probably never ever animate, and I feel like Dragon Ball is one of those things where you should, well, not animate, but like do live action.
Yeah.
And I feel like Dragon Ball and all of its series is that thing where it's like you can never do that properly in live action because it's like just too crazy to do in live action.
Yeah.
So
it's too fast paced and too crazy and too like a lot of hand to hand combat, and it's like really quick, and the whole like using the key and you know,
and them teleporting and
teleporting and that shit just looks so good animated.
Yeah,
I don't see it looking that good.
And where are you gonna find a guy as big as Broly?
I know.
Broly is fucking huge. There's no person.
Batista, bro.
What?
John Cena.
No,
I mean no.
I think Broly's like super tall. I think he's taller than Goku.
Yeah. So like
the shortest saying there is Vegeta.
Yeah.
Right.
So like you can't find. I'm sure you can find a short guy to do Vegeta, but you can't find
to recreate that hairstyle. That V look, bro.
Dude, and the fucking hairline. You need someone with that crazy ass hairline.
That Widow's Peak.
The WcDonalds hairline.
Right.
So I mean, it's just like there's certain things like you shouldn't touch, especially now with Akira Toriyama passing. Like you probably should never touch Dragon Ball as like a live action. I agree.
So I do want to do an episode for Akira Toriyama. I'll probably save it to the next season, but just a little bit of information. The silver lining of that movie is that it re-energized Akira to get his hands back into Dragon Ball
because it was so bad.
So this is what I have. So originally Toriyama was thrilled that they were making a live action anime adaptation of his manga turned anime, but was ultimately disappointed with the end product.
I would too.
Yeah.
So
feel so disrespected. I'd be like, what is this trash? Take that out of here, man.
Well, because
disrespected my name.
I hear a lot of like the behind the scenes stuff of like, okay,
the Birdman, like put some respect on my name.
Yeah, man. Well, because they approach them like, hey, we love Dragon Ball. We want to do a movie for Dragon Ball. We don't have anything drawn up yet. We just want your permission. So then they're like, oh yeah, of course. Well, I didn't know you guys loved it as much. I just created because I love it.
Especially it being like made live action in the Western side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be like, hey man, we love your stuff and we would love to do a live action. As a creator, you'd be like, yeah, go for it. Like I would love to see that.
Yeah.
But then drop the ball like that.
In this 30th anniversary Dragon Ball Super History book, he said like his experience with the whole thing. So, translated into English, he writes, Dragon Ball once became a thing of the past to me. But after that, I got angry about the live action movie, rewrote an entire movie script, and now I'm complaining about the quality of the new TV anime. So it seems that Dragon Ball has grown on me much that I can't leave it alone. This actually reignited his passion for it, and that's why he made Super.
Oh.
So, and like I said, I'll try to save most of it for the episode, but he wasn't happy with the first like script for Dragon Ball Super, or what is it called? Battle of Gods.
Mm-hmm.
So he fucking rewrote that whole movie, and that's why, it came out that way.
Oh, he like the movie of Battle of Gods?
He didn't like the original script.
Oh, okay.
So over there, once it's in-house like that, then you can kind of like, he has more of a view of like the script and before it becomes a finished product. So he was fucking blindsided when like he probably saw Dragon Ball Evolution in the theater with the rest of us and was like, what the hell is this? So
how embarrassing is that? That like
I know.
Like you're sitting like if you were the director, you're sitting next to Akira Toriyama.
Oh my god!
And then you show him that movie, and you just look at his face. And
I don't. He's such a fucking nice guy. I'm sure he was just like, oh well, yeah, it was a good attempt. Oh, wow.
Nice try, by the way.
Nice try, by the way. I'm very flattered. No, don't send me a copy. No, I don't need that shit.
Don't send me a copy.
There's not going to be a second one.
Can you sign this for me? I'll pass on that.
Maybe next time.
I don't want my name signed on this.
You write to my friend Greg. To Greg.
To Greg.
All right, so then that's it. Or anything else about
just play tribute to the great legend, and thank you for again giving us a great anime. So I appreciate that, and I hope you rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace for real. He started the manga and anime journey for me personally and my brother, watching Dragon Ball like on Toonami like every day.
He did.
So
he started battle anime like shonen.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dragon Ball is the original shonen. Anime.
So I have mad respect for him, and I'm like just so sad that he's gone. He will be very, very missed.
Very missed.
All right, so let's get on to the meat and potatoes. Bro.
Meat and potatoes.
Meat and potatoes.
Time to grub. Time to eat.
Let's do it, man. All right, so Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Yu-Gi-Oh!
Gosh.
Are you ready to duel?
So it's in some areas known as Game King. It started off as a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by Kazuki Takahashi, serialized in Weekly Shonen from September of 96 to March of 2004 originally. So the original plot follows Yugi Moto, who solves like a Millennium puzzle. It's kind of like one of those, I don't know if you ever used to get like a puzzle from like your uncle or whatever. It has like $20 in it and you have to like, not a Rubik's Cube, but you have to like twist it or...
I guess I'm not Hispanic enough. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
they used to give me like these puzzles or whatever, and then you solve it, and then it has like a little, like, not candy, but like my uncle used to put like money in it.
I think I've heard of that, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So he fucking solves this puzzle, and then in doing so, it awakens a gambling alter ego spirit in his body, and this alter ego spirit solves a lot of his problems throughout the manga by winning games or whatever. It spawned a lot of spin-off manga, anime, and a real-life TCG, and some video games. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this episode: the anime, video games, and movies. So before I go any further, I wanted to ask you guys, what is your earliest Yu-Gi-Oh memory? We'll start with you, Big Ghost.
Go ahead, Big Ghost.
So it's actually kind of funny. So I grew up in like a kind of like a Christian household, I guess.
Okay.
So like, yeah. So like I started watching it as a kid because it came on 4Kids a lot, right? So, obviously like, the monsters would come out of the cards and everything. Yeah. And I just remember like there was like one day where my dad was like, you can't watch that because of the monsters. And I was like, oh, so like I would want to, yeah.
Because there's monsters?
Yeah, because
that was like a big thing at the time. Yeah. And Pokemon.
Yeah, it got a lot of flack because of like,
the monsters?
Yeah, the monsters.
It's like, it's like witchcraft and,
witchcraft?
Yeah, have you seen the monsters? Like the OG monsters look like creepy as hell. And they're all like demonic and stuff.
Yeah,
like
they're all
okay.
Yeah.
What you're saying.
Skull for a head.
So then like I would be sitting at the TV.
Cool as hell, man.
Too cool.
I'd be sitting at the TV and I would be like waiting for like the next show to start, but I would be like with a pillow in front of my face. So I couldn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh, but I would like be hearing it. So I could hear Yu-Gi-Oh in the background.
Oh,
so I can like hear them dueling.
That's the loophole.
Was it you just couldn't watch it?
Yeah.
But you could hear it.
It wasn't because you were afraid, right?
No,
family.
it was just because of my family.
Oh, okay.
That's
Like when you say you put it on a pillow in front of me, I'm like, was Yu-Gi-Oh that like dark?
No, it wasn't. No. It was just like that. That's like my earliest memory that I have back when I used to live in Miami. So
okay. And what about you, Kid Lewis? What's your earliest Yu-Gi-Oh memory?
Damn, it was definitely watching it on WB Kids. That was definitely like how I started watching Yu-Gi-Oh. But like my memories was more like, I think what I really got into Yu-Gi-Oh was like just watching the card fights and then being able to then go buy the cards yourself and then actually like having the cards in your hand, like physically in your hands, and then watching the show and then like watching like Kaiba draw the blue white dragon and then you actually have it in your hand.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool to me.
Yeah.
I was like, I fucking have it right here.
I
summoned it too, bitch.
I actually got into a really big fight with my brother once because we used to have like the starter deck Yugi Kaiba things.
Yes.
And first, I don't know how this motherfucker got both Dark Magician and Blue Eyes in his deck.
Oh.
And you know how we used to play like playground rules and stuff like that? So he would just like summon it right away and he was like always kick my ass.
Yeah, because that's how they did it in the anime.
There was like no real firm rules. It was just more like throw whatever you want and then just have a good time.
Yeah.
Like even in the anime, Joey, like I remember he kept getting like called on because like all his deck was just monsters.
Yeah.
And he didn't have no like spells.
So yo, where's your magic cards at, bro?
He's like, magic cards.
He's like, why I kept losing? He's like, because you don't have any magic or trap card, like defensive cards.
Yeah.
And I just remember as a kid,
so
like
you
would just you would just stack like your best, strongest monsters on your deck, and then you wouldn't really care too much about the trap or the spells.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just summon like your fucking toughest monster right off the bat.
It's like, wow, it's 1900, and you're like, oh my god, that's so big,
right? I mean, compared to new Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
Yeah. Oh god, we'll get to that later.
We'll get to it. So the manga was adapted into 2 anime. One was Yu-Gi-Oh, produced by Toei Animation. Then the other one was Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, which is produced by NAS and then animated by Studio Galone, which was later just Yu-Gi-Oh! On the 4Kids. So that's the Yu-Gi-Oh! That we're familiar with.
Yes.
Is the second one.
Yeah.
So Studio, or I think it's Gallo, they made the anime adaptation for Rurouni Kenshin and Initial D.
Ooh.
So
I love Initial D. I can't wait for that movie to come out.
Yeah, right.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. We'll try to get a special guest for that one. Before I start talking about what is called the season 0 of Yu-Gi-Oh, I wanted to ask you guys, so favorite characters, favorite moments of Yu-Gi-Oh, the original anime. Big Ghosts.
So I have like 2 favorite characters.
Okay, yeah.
So first one is Kaiba.
Kaiba
is like the OG. Love him. I've been watching a lot of the original anime for this.
Yeah.
And I just forgot how fucking nasty he is.
I know, so fucking rude and
yeah, he just roasts the shit out of everybody.
To me, for Kaiba, for a man that literally dresses and acts like he walks around with the most W's in his pocket, he takes the most L's.
He's like he's the fucking Vegeta of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, he really is.
He's like the original Vegeta, man. Like it's just, man, the amount of L's. Like just watching some of the episodes and even the movie, I was like, bro, this man takes a lot of L's.
I know, to be having such a big mouth.
Yeah, he talks such a big game too. Like,
so you like the Blue Eyes White Dragon and all his monsters?
I just like his charisma and just like his like flavor. He's just like the fact that he just like roasts the shit out of Joey the entire time. Yugi, just like everybody, he's always like,
what does he say? You're a fucking third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
Yeah, it's like
bitch.
Yeah,
what he says.
So I love him, and then there is a character named Yuya, and he comes like way later in one of the spin-offs, which is called Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V.
Okay,
and Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V is when they introduce a mechanic called pendulums.
Yep,
which is like a really difficult archetype that I don't even want to get into.
Pendulum best deck, bro.
Whatever. He is what you call like a dual tainer. So he duels with like these monsters that are like, they're called like performa pals.
Okay.
So they're like all clowns and stuff, and he just like duels for the sake of being like an entertainer.
Oh,
and I really like that about him.
I do kind of like that.
Yeah. So and he dresses like really cool and everything. So I really like Yuya. He's like one of my other favorite characters.
Okay. Sure. Favorite moments? Any standout moments from the anime?
One standout moment that I have, like when I was a kid, even now, it was like when Kaiba and Yugi are dueling in Duelist Kingdom, and then like at one point, like Kaiba's about to lose, so then he threatens Yugi by saying like, "Oh, if you attack me right now, I'm gonna fall off this cliff and die."
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, is that's I think the first time that Kaiba won, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's because he literally said, "I'll kill myself."
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So and then I was just sitting there like, this is a kid's game. This is a card game. You're threatening to kill yourself over this.
Fucking joke right now.
Yeah.
Hey, for Kaiba, is no fucking joke. This nigga made a whole corporation off this.
That's true.
I know.
Yeah, like we were
know
watching the movie, and he has like the whole plane dedicated to Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah, rich, so rich.
That nigga had money.
Yeah, so that was my favorite moment.
But it's just to show you, money cannot buy you
W's
skills.
Yeah,
you can't buy Heart of the Cards with that.
Hell no.
You can have all the B's under your bank account. Can't buy you the Heart of Cards, man.
B's for Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah,
right.
What about you, Kid Lewis?
Oh, me. Oh, let me see.
Favorite characters, favorite moments.
Character. Really, to me, my favorite character is Maximilian Pegasus.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, really?
And the reason why is I was in love with Toon World.
Me too.
And the fact that he made the Blue Eyes White Dragon into like a Toon card.
Yeah.
The female Dark Magician into like a Toon World character.
Right.
I thought that was just cool, man.
Yeah.
And then to actually
characters.
have the card in hand and like the actual artwork, I thought that shit just looked amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
I love Toons.
I love Toons.
That shit looks like so. It looks like so. Like I wish they were
cartoony.
It's like they made an anime into like American Toon.
Yeah, exactly.
Like One Piece. You know how
I was just about to say.
Yeah.
So when they were talking about, they're making Luffy fucking a cartoon character.
Yeah, cartoon character.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh wow, he's Toon Luffy.
Yeah.
Toon World Luffy.
Yeah, like when he saw like Toon Summon Skull come out and everything.
Oh
like,
my god.
Toon, Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. I love that card.
And all of they just have so much life in them. Like that they have like these like maniac eyes.
Yeah.
And like the way they react to things are like very cartoony and stuff. Like that.
When they die and they explode, like,
yeah.
So like that is one of my favorite characters and like one of my top 3 favorite decks. And then like moments, I want to say when Yu-Gi-Oh! Summoned Exodia.
Okay. The first time?
The first time. I thought that was awesome. And again, to have like all 5 fucking Exodia pieces cards in your hands.
Yeah.
And like it's just every time he did something on TV or on screen, I had to do it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like recreated, but like in the life.
Yeah.
I'm missing a leg. I can't summon Exodia.
Then you have like the heart of the card moments where like, this is the one. I can
Oh
feel it
my
in
god,
deck.
bro! I would fucking always heart of the cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, even like to today.
Did you
like
guys
when
ever
we
have
draw when I top deck.
The
Dual disc. Yeah.
No,
You
I
didn't have it?
I did.
You had it?
I had it. Yeah.
I forgot. Xavier was rich.
Yeah, true. I was
talking
poor
about
people
this.
over here.
I was real life.
No, but I actually had one. I remember
come
going. I remember because I used to live up in New Jersey, so I remember my dad took us up to New York, and New York has one of the biggest Toys R Us.
Oh yeah.
They even had like a Ferris wheel inside the store, and I remember my dad buying me the fucking dual disc.
Yeah, me and my
I
brother,
was like,
we would
bro,
play in the hallway like across from each
bro.
other.
That shit was an obsession. Just like
Damn,
I'm constantly
dude.
wearing it.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
wish
just
I
a
had that. What
shield.
the fuck?
Yeah.
And you put your cards in there, and like you said, like this is the one I summon.
Which
you
dual
gotta
disc?
use those 2 fingers too. Like you gotta slap on it.
You gotta pull it. You're like,
I don't know if they would hold a sleeved card, but which dual disc do you like better? The original one, the Battle City one, or the New Age ones?
No,
oh yeah,
from GX.
The original one.
Original?
OG.
I want to say there's one from like 5Ds, I think, where it's like dark and it's like it's not as angular as like the Battle City and the old ones, but it's like a circle like that. And I think that's in 5Ds. I'm pretty sure. But I know in 5Ds they like dual on the motor cards or whatever. Yeah. But I do like the dark one with like the little circular. That one looks dope as fuck.
Did you guys have the glove with the stars?
I didn't have it either.
No.
I think
Just
my cousin.
asking. I didn't have it either.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't rich.
Can I get
But
that?
I was just asking if you guys had that too.
So for me, growing up, my favorite character was the Dark Magician. You know, he's just like the star of the show. And then when they introduced the Magician of Black Chaos, that was my favorite one after that.
Oh
Yeah.
But there's an episode, and I did also rewatch it recently for this episode. I can't remember what the episode number is, but it's Evil Spirit of the Ring. It's really early. It's when Yami is dueling against Bakura, and then all the characters become their favorite cards in Yami's deck.
Oh yeah.
And then he starts fighting against Bakura, and then he summons like the Flame Swordsman, but then it's Joey dressed as the swordsman.
Yeah.
He summons the Dark Magician, and then it's Yugi, like all in the armor or
I
whatever.
remember that episode.
Yeah, that was like that's a dope
I'm
episode.
recalling it.
That's when I was like, wow. Then I was fucking looking through my cards, like which card do I want to be? Like who do I want to be like in this game or whatever?
So which card would you want to be?
So at the time I think maybe it was like the Armored Ninja, because there wasn't that many cool cards. Like besides the tunes, I didn't dislike, but there wasn't a lot of like cards that I not identified with, but that I was like, damn, this is my card.
Right.
So it was like, it was one of the ninjas. But then once they got to Battle City, there's the episode where they introduced the Black Dark Magician, where Yugi goes against this other guy who plays the Dark Magician.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The Black Dark Magician. And I was like, whoa, that's my favorite card.
There is I do remember the art for that, and that shit looks bad.
Yeah, he's got his hands folded.
It's like
and
this, and he's like, I'm the one.
Yeah, I'm the real Dark Magician. And the Dark Magician actually was called the Black Magician in the original
in season
anime.
0?
It isn't definitely in season 0, but then in the original they do call him the Black Magician. They changed it to the Dark Magician when they did the dubbing in 4Kids.
Right.
In that episode, they also introduced the Dark Magician girl.
Oh yeah, she's definitely top tier waifu when I was a kid.
Always. They even have like an episode in GX where this lady, she dresses up as the Dark Magician or whatever, or she says that she is the Dark Magician girl. Yeah, definitely growing up, that was like, before I even knew what a waifu was.
Yeah,
she was my waifu.
Yeah, I remember seeing her on screen. And I was like, who is that?
Yeah, because she's got the same armor, but it kind of doesn't fit right, and she's got like the staff, and her thing is that she gets powered up by every Dark Magician on the field and in either opponent's graveyard.
Yeah,
so that's how Yugi ends up winning that one, is because the guy, he's disrespecting his Dark Magician and fucking sending him to the graveyard and like doing all these different things, and then she gets more power,
right?
Because the Dark Magician.
Hey, but going off that question, Oscar, what character would you want to be, like, if you could?
So there was one card I remember that my brother had in his deck. I don't remember how long after like the original series came out, or if they ever had it in the anime. But he was called he was like a little baseball kid who had like a fire.
Oh, he was fire.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and my brother would like kick my ass with that card every time. But it was like so cool because he gained attack for every like fire monster on the field or in the graveyard.
Yep. Damn, I can't really remember that.
And the art is like he's like this, and he's like batting up, and he has like fire in his eyes. Yeah. He's like batting up like
this.
Well,
for the YouTube version, you'll definitely see it pop up.
I'll put it in right here.
He'll definitely look around. He's like, I know the name of the card.
I know. I'll find it because I used to get my ass handed to me with that card every single time I duel against my brother. So
right.
Yeah.
What about you, Kid Lewis?
The card that I would pick would be the Flame Swordsman.
Flame Swordsman, Joey.
That's a classic card, man.
So
got a Joey deck.
Yes. There's actually a couple of cards on Joey that you literally rock with. I just loved the way it was like drawn out. And
Yeah, I mean, he had almost like a toon kind of aesthetic to his cards too. Like he had like the lizard swordsman.
A lot of it
was
like samurai kind of themed.
Yeah, like people with swords and stuff like that. Yeah. He had like but he also had like Red Eyes Black Dragon. Right. Super iconic card. I love that card. He had Jinzo.
He had Jinzo in the Battle City.
Yeah,
stuff.
Jinzo is so cool. Love Jinzo.
Yeah. Baby Dragon.
Baby Dragon.
Time Wizard.
Time Wizard. Yeah. I'm telling you, man.
Dude, he used to get
he had some couple good cards in his deck.
He was the runner up. He was runner up in the
Duelist Kingdom.
In Duelist Kingdom, he was the runner-up.
Right. Yeah, he was.
He only lost to Yugi, but then Yugi gave him the money anyways.
For Serenity.
For Serenity. And then I do like all the GX stuff. So GX is when I was actually into Yu-Gi-Oh! Heavy. So my favorite deck, I'll just get into it now, is the Elemental Heroes.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
So all those heroes, I just love them all. And then except I kind of fall off of Yu-Gi-Oh! In the same show, like GX. When they introduced the Neos, I liked them at first, but then I don't know. After a while, it gets kind of like lame.
Right.
Like I don't really like Neos by himself. Like he's just too. I know the point is that he's supposed to be like this vanilla guy, and then you add something to him.
Right.
You add a beaver, you add a panther, you add a fucking whatever.
Right.
It wore very thin for me, and then he never like I have honest Neos, but he never like made an appearance in my deck. Before I get into the rules, so a little bit of information about Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0, and this is something that shout out to Gabe. He sent this to us a long time ago. It's the original Yu-Gi-Oh! So how Yu-Gi-Oh! Was before it got translated for kids.
Yes.
Originally, it was just about games. So Yami, or I don't even know if his name was Yami, he was like a gambling man. So he's not even like a good guy either in the manga. He's like this fucking...
He's kind of like an asshole.
He's like a devil.
Yeah.
He like kills people.
Yeah.
The season 0 was, it's what they call it. It adapts the first 59 chapters of the manga, and it's a lot darker.
Yeah.
So I know you like dark shit. So I think you might actually like it, just like contrasted with Yu-Gi-Oh!
I was gonna say, like, the Shadow Realm, like, wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Like like Yugi would just straight up like kill people.
Right. So
in season 0, and then like when they animated it like in 4Kids, they created the Shadow Realm to depict like death.
Right. Yeah, because he would just send you to hell. He's like, I'm sending you to the other realm.
Yeah.
Like, he's talking about hell.
Yeah. What else is he talking about?
Yeah, he's not talking about heaven. He's not talking about the Shadow Realm.
Yeah. So I think that's really cool. I mean, like, we got the iconic Shadow Realm, but it's like, I think that like Yami Yugi was like this like literal asshole would just like kill you just for like failing a game or something like that.
That's what it was. They would bet on different games, similar, but not too different from No Game No Life.
Yeah.
Where he was just good at all these games, like dice. Fucking he would play with like playing cards.
Yeah.
So in the short that I'll have Oscar put in the video, basically fucking this guy is holding up a restaurant. He has Joey, and all the characters have different names. It's not Taya, Joey, Tristan.
Right.
They have different names. But they have him under the ground, and he has a gun on Yugi. And then he turns into Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Then he's Yami.
Is that where they got the scream, Yu-Gi-Oh!
That's what he does. I remember me and my friend Jose, we would joke always about like how annoying is it that you have to yell. Like you could never have a duel like in the dead of night because you have to yell to get your character out.
Just to get him out.
So, and I remember like later on in the series, they would like do it real quick, because before it used to be like a Power Rangers like, dun-dun-dun.
Yeah, they would have like a whole like animation.
Yeah, and they'd be like, Yu-Gi-Oh! But then before I'd be like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Quick, get into the back.
Quick, we're time.
Tag in.
40 minutes.
So in the season 0, he makes a bet. And then in the bet, he's like, okay, the guy has a gun on him. And then he's sitting across the table. And he's like, all right, this is the game. Either of us can only use one finger of our choosing. And then once the game starts, then we have to kill each other. So the guy has the gun on Yugi. And he's like, all right, I'm going to use my trigger finger because I already got the gun. So then Yugi's like, all right, bet. I'm going to use my thumb. So as soon as he goes, all right, start. And then Yugi, he's like, all right, I'm just going to shoot you. So Yugi fucking with the Zippo lighter, like lights it. And then the guy's smoking a cigarette as he's pouring himself some alcohol. And he fucking lights his cigarette. And the guy stupidly, he's like, okay, I'll let him light my cigarette and then I'll kill him.
Right.
So he lights the cigarette and then Yugi drops it on his wrist. So, the lighter is just on his wrist holding it while he's fucking pouring the alcohol. And he's like, oh, fuck. If I don't stop, this is going to like burn me. I need to fucking remove this. So he puts the gun down and then he takes the Zippo off of his wrists, losing the game. So then Yami's like, oh, I knew you weren't fucking with the rules. I knew you were going to cheat. He's like, cheat? I wasn't cheating. I was like, oh, fuck, I did lose. So he takes the gun and he tries to shoot him anyways. Then he's like, I'm sending you to the Shadow Realm, which he's talking about hell.
Which is hell.
And then he fucking like shoots the gun in the sky and then this nigga just burns and he busts into flames and then he just dies. And, you kind of can't tell if he's hallucinating or not, but it's just like, there's a lot of deaths like that in the season 0.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I wonder why it wasn't in WB Kids.
Yeah, well, I mean,
well, they got little kids running around. I'm gonna send you to the Shadow.
If you take your finger off that cookie right now, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
You better not. So, and originally, they do have the game Duel Monsters in the original manga, but that's just one of the games that they play. Originally, it was called Magic and Wizards. They translated it to Duel Monsters, which is featured in the manga, but it's more heavily featured in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters that was translated to just Yu-Gi-Oh!
I kind of like the fact that they we kept the dual monsters instead of magic and wizards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that too. It's iconic.
Yes.
It is, yeah. And the game to us in real life is called Yu-Gi-Oh! So even in the adaptation that we're familiar with, they call it dual monsters. And then we were even talking to what's his name about how he wishes that they stayed more in line with the Pegasus thing, because they kind of like let it go where, you know, Pegasus doesn't even make any cards anymore. So after that movie, which we will talk about, Pegasus is no longer involved in these cards.
Yeah.
Well, before he made them. So he, you know, adapted it because he was a big weeb for like Egypt and shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like every guy is.
Right. Like Henry.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk a little bit about the rules about the Yu-Gi-Oh! In the anime. So kind of fired through these, but
go for it.
My first note is what rules? There were no rules in original Yu-Gi-Oh!
I feel like when we were growing up, there really was
not rules.
There weren't
no rules at all. There's episodes where, you know, magic cards fuse with monsters, and instead of attacking your opponent, you can attack like
the moon.
Yeah. You know, and one of the big differences is you start off with 2,000 life points.
Yep.
Which is what, 4 now, right?
Now it's 8.
Oh, it's 8.
It's 8 now.
It's 8 now in the current game.
But that makes sense, because if you start with 8 in the anime, that would take too long.
It would take forever.
Right. Well, so another thing with the anime is that you can't attack your opponent direct, so all damage has to be through 2 monsters battling.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, they write the anime, but the character will always have a monster to either play in defense mode or, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then it seems like at times you can just summon any amount of cards in a turn.
Yeah, that was like one thing I remember like watching the movie compared to the anime. Right. So like in the rules of like Yu-Gi-Oh!
Right.
So you can summon a monster. It has to have like 4 levels for you to actually normal summon it. But if it has 5 or 6, I think, you have to tribute a monster that's already on the field. 6 or more, you have to tribute 2 monsters. And you have fucking like Yugi summoning Dark Magician like the same type of normal monster. Yeah. Right off the bat. You have
Blue
like Kaiba doing like multiple Blue Eyes White Dragons.
Like nothing.
Like nothing. Like it could.
In the first episode, he summons 3 monsters.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like there really are no rules in like the OG anime. It's crazy.
And a lot of the magic cards, you know, they're up to interpretation, but if you use them in a creative way, like I said, you can hit the moon, or, you know, you can polymerize your monster with like another something. There was like even an episode where, you know, your character, the Flame Swordsman, he beats all these dinosaurs. It's like when Joey fights Rex, and because dinosaurs don't like fire or whatever, regardless of the attack points, the Flame Swordsman always wins. Yeah. So that's the episode I think that he got the red eyes, is because then Rex brought out the red eyes, and then he beat him and got that card from him.
Yeah, I remember that episode.
It's a bunch of weird stuff. So
it is really weird.
And then they go to Battle City. So this is where they started to implement like actual rules that applied also to the TCG in real life. Mm-hmm. So same kind of rules, but this time you start off with 4,000 life points, and then there's the tribute based on the star level that you're talking about. Yep. You get 1 normal or tribute summon a turn, and then infinite amount of special summons. Right. Depending on your magic card. So 5 to 6, 1 tribute, 7 or more, 2, and then with the Egyptian god cards, you have to sacrifice 3 monsters.
Yes.
So, and then they still kind of had like funky made up rules. And I remember that there's like a technique or like a device that they would do where every person had something in their deck where it makes both of the players draw 7 cards. And that's just to keep the game going, because, you know, they deck out.
Yeah, they do.
So it's like, all right, I'm play this card, and now we both draw 7 cards. So we have another episode. So it's like, all right, cool. So then they go to GX, where there's some more standardization, but some of the cards in the anime has different effects than in real life. So I remember, you know, when I got into Yu-Gi-Oh, one of our friends, Leo, he would play the dinosaur deck. Mm-hmm. So they have like this field spell that it does something or whatever, but then in the anime, it gives you like 500 attack points, when in real life, that card doesn't give you that. Right. So they do still take some liberties, but for the most part, it is true to how it is.
Yeah, most of the times, like when they print like new cards for like old stuff, they'll try and keep true to like the anime or the movie or something like that. Yeah. But for the most part, like, you know, they kind of try to keep it in the confines of the rules of the game. So of the actual.
Yeah, which I like, because, you know, especially if I'm invested in the game in real life, like it is cool to see these monsters and made up characters do whatever. If I'm playing the card, like how you saying, like along with the show, I kind of want them to fucking follow the rules.
Yeah, or like do what they did in the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. So and then that's when they introduced sync synchros as well, and then or they do it in 5Ds. They kind of introduce a little bit, but then into 5Ds is when they get heavy, like with the Junk Synchron and all these other
Stardust Dragon, all that stuff. Yeah.
So they do 5Ds, and that's kind of I was off of Yu-Gi-Oh in the anime by this point, but
so 5D was like your off point. I think that was my off point.
I left before GX was over. I rewatched GX when he fights. It's where and the main character, his name is Jaden Yuki. Jaden. He fights Yugimoto at the end of his season, and then so that fight was actually pretty cool. But I was off of it by then. So you're saying that you dropped it at 5Ds?
5D, bro.
You're like, fuck, man, I have to fucking
because that's
duel
like
on my motorcycle now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I felt like that's where they just started adding some crazy shit to it.
Yeah.
And that's where they kind of lost me too, because I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh! I liked it because it was simple and funny. And I feel like I talked about this in one of our previous episodes where I just like the simplicity of Yu-Gi-Oh! But eventually they started adding like the synchros, the other shit. I was like, oh man, this is like getting to that if you, and then the just like the monsters effects got like even crazier.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? Like there's so more rules you got to follow in. Like if you want to summon this card, you got to tribute this and this in a specific card just to summon that one card. And you're like, bro, I got to fix my deck a certain way and make sure that with the heart of the cards, I pull the right one just to summon this goddamn monster.
It was very, very easy to brick back then.
Oh, yeah.
So in 5Ds, that's where they did Synchros heavy. Then in the next one, Zexo, that's when they introduced XYZ. And then Arcs V, that's when they started with Pendulums. And then there's a fourth spinoff, making it the fifth series, Arc 5.
Right.
And then there's V-Reigns, that's where they introduced Link Monsters.
Oh my God.
You added too much, man.
Yeah,
this is what they have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that whole adding more shit into it is what makes it more complicated. And you're like, nah, man, this is too much. Just too much.
Once you get it, though, then it's the world. Like all you have to do is worry about your deck and how it reacts to your opponent's deck.
Yeah.
So the goal is still the same: get your opponent's life points to 0.
Yeah.
But then there's like different win conditions or whatever.
Yeah.
So like I said, VR, AI, NS, virtual reality, artificial intelligence, network system, respectfully. Then there's sevens.
It's an anime already.
Sevens?
Yeah, it is.
They introduced Maximum Monsters. So do you know anything about that?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Okay, so they introduced that. It's like another element now after the Link Monsters. Then they have Go Rush. I think this one is, or maybe is Go Rush an anime?
It's an anime already. I kind of know about Go Rush a little bit.
Okay, tell me. Well, the notes I have here is that it's comedic in tone, and as of right now, there's no new features.
As far as I know, you play it a little differently. So like, you know how in Yu-Gi-Oh! You draw like 5?
Right. Yeah.
And then whenever you use as many cards as you do, you pretty much like have like whatever you have at the end, right? So like if I use 3 cards, I have 2 in hand, that's how much I start with the next turn. Yeah. In Rush, you use that many, and then at the start of your turn, you have to draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. Oh. So the game goes a lot quicker than like what a current game would go like.
Okay.
That's as much as I know. I don't know anything about the anime, but I know like I've seen like the game, because there is a game like on Switch and stuff like that you can buy.
Yeah.
And it looks okay. It's just a lot faster, I think. That's it.
Kind of reminds me of like Keck duels, the speed duels that we do.
Keck duels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speed duels is like another like really fast-paced format for Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, you might like speed duels.
Lewis, you might like it actually, because
it brings you back to Pegasus and all that era of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
And it keeps the game like relatively simple.
Yeah. So like instead of like the 5 zones that you usually have, and I'll pull it up obviously.
Right.
You have 3, and then your life points are 4,000. I think
so.
Yeah. And like the decks are super. They just introduced, I think, like synchros or something. I don't know. They just introduced like some new mechanic, but like they have like all the old stuff. Like I played a Toon deck, which was really cool to play.
Yeah, I have one too.
Yeah, this guy plays heroes obviously, and Volcanics is another one that I played.
Gabe, I think he plays the XYZ dragons, the ones that fuse.
Yeah, that's like a Kaiba deck. I think.
Yeah, the one from the movie.
There's no like main phase 2 like you would like in a like in a current game state, but you would just go like main 1 battle, and then that's the end. So it goes a lot quicker than like like a game would go. So.
Yeah. So another game that it's similar to are Duel Masters.
Oh yeah, I had to look this one up.
Yeah. So do you know anything about Duel Masters? Do you remember Duel Masters at all?
It sounds familiar, but I don't remember.
Duel Masters. So in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, the fictional game is called Duel Monsters, but Duel Masters, it's looked at as a Yu-Gi-Oh clone, but really it's a anime that was used as a vehicle to promote the game Magic the Gathering.
Yes, I did look a little bit into the mechanics of the game.
Yeah, so actually in the first 6 volumes of the manga, the main character is actually playing Magic the Gathering. Oh. And then they switch it over to this other fictional game called Kai Judo.
Ooh.
So, kaiju and judo.
Of course.
Then how do you feel about Magic the Gathering? I mentioned it to you when you were telling me that you didn't really like Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, that you should play Magic because that game is a little more straightforward and simple.
I try to play it because I downloaded it on my phone.
And what's your experience?
It was okay, man.
Tell me.
Just okay?
It was just, I don't know. It was just okay. I played it for like maybe a week straight, and then I kind of just
dropped it.
Yeah.
What didn't you like about it?
I don't think there was nothing specific that I just didn't like. I just wasn't gravitated towards it. Like I tried to give it a shot and like actually try to learn the mechanics of the game, but after a week, I just kind of gave up.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not into that game, I think that probably card games are not for you then, because that is the most simple card game.
It's like the easiest one to learn, I think.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like Pokemon is like, if you like Pokemon, then yeah, that's like its own thing. But Magic is simple. Yu-Gi-Oh is super like, it's like almost like being a lawyer. Like there's if and when effects, and if your card does this, then it does that, or there's you like, have to sacrifice.
Like timing rules for different cards. Like if you do something, you miss the timing on this.
Yeah, when we were watching the damn Yu-Gi-Oh movie, he was like, "Oh, you missed the timing."
Yeah. Oh my! I couldn't believe that fucking movie. Like the movie actually like follows like some of the rules.
But like towards the end of the movie, it's just like,
oh yeah, towards the end,
all the rules was just thrown out.
They're like, oh, we're running out of money. We just got to do whatever the fuck he needs to do.
Right.
So, but yeah, like what I liked about the movie too was that like the cards look like the cards that you get like buy in packs, which I really like, as opposed to like in the anime where they just have like the big picture and then like the border at the bottom.
Right.
One thing I want to say is that I actually watched the movie in sub for the very first. I've never seen Yu-Gi-Oh like it when they just talk Japanese. I've never seen it like that.
We try to look
I'm so used to like it being so Americanized that I really thought it was just an American show.
Yeah.
I didn't even think it was like, just like Pokemon. Like a lot of people didn't think Pokemon was an anime.
Right.
So when I first saw it, like the movie, I was like, you know what? Let me watch it in sub. I was like, it's kind of like I'd rather it in English.
I love it.
So where'd you find it in sub? Because we were looking for it.
We were,
because a friend of ours told us that the voice actor who plays Kaiba in Japanese puts his heart into
he does.
Yeah.
So Pegasus sounds fucking whack.
Does he really?
Yes.
I need to hear that because
you gotta listen to Pegasus' voice. It sounds whack.
Really?
But I love Pegasus' voice in English.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, because I'm so used to it in English, but watching it in sub and like hearing the Japanese voice for these characters, I was like, Pegasus was the only one that I was like, ugh.
Yeah, because he's just like, I have my Toon World. It's like so like I don't know, like flamboyant and just like so like sassy about it.
Menacing a little bit.
Sassy, man. He's in a fucking castle. Like
I know, right? He's got the long hair, the suits.
Hair, just
I know that press perm or whatever. So let's talk about the movie. So Pyramid of Light. So what did you guys think of the movie? We'll start with you, Kid Lewis.
That's the first Yu-Gi-Oh movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk about a different movie.
I was like, fuck, man, you didn't tell me this.
So it's called Yu-Gi-Oh! The first movie.
The first movie, yes.
But in later, like when they rebranded or whatever, it's called Pyramid of Light.
Yeah. Pyramid of Light. So it was okay.
It was okay?
It was okay. It was nothing crazy. I like rewatching it now, and it being such a long time since I've seen this movie, it kind of brought back memories. And just re-seeing the actual characters and re-seeing the monsters and like the Dark Magician, the Blue-Eye White Dragon, and just like even the iconic Blue-Eye White Dragon jet that fucking gets on. Like I thought that was cool as hell. Like
the Oscar was telling me that's a card. That's an actual card.
It's a real card now.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was just cool, just iconic, just re-seeing it especially if I haven't seen it in such a long time. But the movie itself was kind of wacky, and especially towards the end, it just got wackier. And I'm just like, at this point, they're just fucking summoning whatever they want to summon.
It was a little wacky at the end.
Yeah. What do you think, Vico?
I liked it. I mean, I had never seen the movie before.
Yeah, it was your first time watching it.
It was my first time watching it in dub. So like we watched the English version of it.
Yeah, that's all was available. We were looking for far and wide.
Yeah.
I actually weren't looking hard enough, man, because this shit was like they gave me the options. It was like you wanted dub or sub. And I said, fuck it, I've never seen Yu-Gi-Oh! In its original language. Let me actually watch it like that. Yeah. And I was disappointed. Man.
Well, so I really liked it mainly because like the original cast was there. So you had like, the original voice of Yugi, Joey, all of them. Yeah. They followed some of the rules, which I really liked. And the cards like look like the cards they do like when you buy them out of the packs and stuff. So that was really cool to see. The story was kind of like, it's like whatever. It's just Kaiba being Kaiba. He's like, I'm gonna win.
Yeah, and then he got possessed.
Whatever it takes. I'm gonna win.
Yeah. So it's just like
go see Pegasus. Like, yo, you got a card?
Yeah, Pegasus got a new fit.
You know I got the fucking card, bro.
He did. Yeah. Even Yugi's grandpa had a new fit.
Yeah, he had like a red like corduroy.
Yeah, he looked like he got a fucking fire flower.
Yeah. So it was like animated like a little bit better than the show too.
So it was like Pegasus the plug when it came to cards.
He made the game.
Yeah, he made the game.
So you go to him like if you need something like
Yeah,
yo,
we kinda did.
It's like, yo, make me a card that can beat Yugi.
He was like, is there any way that I can beat the fucking Egyptian gods? Like, is there some card? And he's like, come on, bro, I'm Pegasus. Of course I got the
I
card.
got a card.
He's like,
But you gotta beat me first for it. You gotta play me, bro.
That dude was good. That was a nice match between him.
when he was summoning all those toon monsters,
That's
I was
what
like,
I'm saying. That's why I was like, oh man,
Right.
monsters.
yeah.
I thought the movie was pretty cool. I thought it was cool when I originally saw it. So I saw it actually in theaters. I made my dad go take me to see it.
Wow,
and then
bro,
when you
rich
went to go see it,
So privileged.
they would give you like cards, like real life cards that you could use in the deck.
Yeah.
The blue eyes white shining dragon or whatever was one of those cards, and it is pretty strong.
Strong in the times, at least.
Strong at the times, yeah. That was the card because I was confused. I was like, because Kaiba picked 2 cards from him, and Pegasus was like, "Oh, I only put 1 card in there. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, in the movie, like someone sneaks into his room and puts a card on the thing.
Yeah. So the card that he originally made to beat the Egyptian god cards was the blue eyes.
Yeah.
So, but all it does is pop a card on the field. So I don't know.
That's pretty good back in the day, at least.
I mean, yeah, but you have to sacrifice the blue eyes.
The ultimate blue eyes.
That still doesn't like fucking take care of the other 2 god cards.
Yeah, that's true. Well, because he put all his power into Obelisk, and that's like the one Egyptian card he had in the field. So then you pop Obelisk,
Right.
boom, he's free.
Yeah.
To, attack.
Well, I did like seeing all the creatures. I did like seeing like all the characters again. The animation quality was very, very nice.
Yeah.
It was considered a box office bomb,
Of course.
earning only $19 million in the US, in Canada, and then peaking at $29 million worldwide.
Well, how much did it cost to make this movie? 19 million is still pretty.
Yeah, for like
It's a lot of money to you and I, but just
Oh, sorry, man.
you're not
broke.
you're not buying a dual disc with $19 million. All right, I'll tell you that. So just to compare it to Pokemon, the first movie made $172 million
Was
worldwide,
Pokemon
and Pokemon
more-
2000 earned $133 million.
So let me ask this: what made Pokemon more popular than Yu-Gi-Oh?
It's just more accessible. Like they have the games, and then they have though their trading card game is different, but
Yeah, because like Pokemon was like the game first, and then the show and the movies and stuff like that. So like obviously, I don't know if you guys had them. I had a Game Boy Color back in the day, and one of my first games that I ever played on it was Silver.
yeah.
So
Okay.
like that's how I was accessible. How I had it, at least when I was a kid.
Yeah, and you kind of get it. Pokemon is, I mean, it's dog fighting or whatever, but everybody has their favorite animal. So you have your favorite Pokemon. Like,
Yeah.
not everybody has their favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card.
And I think it's also more like kid friendly because how I was talking about earlier, how like it seems like more like Yu-Gi-Oh seems more demonic and stuff like that with the monsters and stuff like that.
Right.
With Pokemon, you have like Pikachu, and Pikachu is just like a yellow rat.
Right.
But to me, I feel like I never got into the Pokemon card game just because when I watch Pokemon, it's not like they're dealing with
playing
cards.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like you said, like I can associate the anime with the video games because that makes more sense
Right.
versus the card game.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But Yu-Gi-Oh was straight up a card game.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think
So that's why
I think it's the limitations of you have to get people excited about the card game versus just
But
the
I
aesthetic.
had some of the video games for Yu-Gi-Oh.
All right, so let's go ahead and talk about Yu-Gi-Oh video games. So what
go ahead.
do you have? What do you have?
No, like, so for, like,
favorite games.
I don't have like a favorite game. I didn't really looked it up to see what game it was that I had at the time.
Mhm.
But it was just like the regular Yu-Gi-Oh game where you just collect cards as you go, you battle people,
Right.
and then you either win one of their cards. I think it was for. I'm trying to think what system I had it for.
Knowing you, it's probably the PlayStation 2.
It was probably
Ooh. The
It was
GOAT
probably
system.
Yeah, it was probably for the PS2. I ain't gonna lie, but it was just like the basics of the game was just almost the basic of the the anime itself. You know what I
Right.
mean? You're just going through a rank of people and battling them out, and then you have like your little what's it called? Like a little box where you store majority of your playing card games. And then you choose to make your deck, and then that's how the game progressed.
Right.
Yeah. What about you, Big O?
So I actually had a game like on the Xbox.
Okay.
I was an Xbox kid
Okay.
when I was growing up, and we had a game called Dawn of Destiny. Yeah, and I'll throw the cover art up there. But
Yeah.
in the game, it was kind of like the same, where it was kind of like you collect cards, you battle against like AI people, whatever, like characters from like the anime and stuff.
Yeah.
But the coolest thing was that it came with like a card. Like when you open the game, it came with a card.
A lot of them did. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I think my brother got Winged Dragon of Ra in it.
Damn.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, that's so cool.
Your brother sounds lucky as hell.
I know.
My brother
No.
got this. Then he
Yeah, I
had
know,
that.
right?
Then he had the best fucking deck.
In
And I was like,
in
what
our
about
group,
me?
in our group, Oscar has all the luck.
Yeah,
He has like the fucking golden fingertips. Every time he opens a pack of cards, he gets like the most expensive card.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
man. So
I don't
your
know.
luck came in like late.
It did because like my
Right,
brother
right.
all the luck, and now I have all the luck pulling all the cash money cards. So it's like a little different. But yeah, so Dawn of Destiny, great experience on the Xbox, sort of, I guess. Like if you were like, like an oldie, like liking the game. Yeah. And of course, the big one right now is Master Duel.
Master Duel is a big one right now.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say like a quick story now that you brought about like buying games and like the getting like a card in the pack.
Yeah.
So as a kid, I don't know if you guys remember Shonen Jump, right?
Yeah.
In Publix, which is a grocery store.
Oh yeah, true.
I used to steal those.
Did you? Oh my god, we were just talking about that.
It used to come inside the Shonen Jump as like a card for the fucking Shonen Jump.
He allegedly stole them, by the way.
Allegedly, but I do remember like going inside and like actually getting the card.
We're trying to get Shonen sponsors, bro.
I'm sorry, man, but I just like that was a memory. Like it just hit to me.
We're different people. We're different.
I'm different now. I don't do that no more. You know what I mean? But I do remember like I feel like there's people that probably did it too.
Yeah, we literally have our friend like used to do that same thing.
Yeah, and he got like a bunch of Shonens and he actually kept the cards in the thing. Yeah, he de-spined them or whatever. Damn.
So that came to my mind.
Like, that's actually really funny. The fact that we were talking about the other day.
Yeah,
I can't believe that.
Well, sometimes I'd go there and there would be the card missing, and I'd be like, "Damn, I kind of don't even want this anymore."
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
See Lewis walking out
like in his wallet or something like that's all crumpled up. Like, no.
So for video games, for me at least, some of the earlier games. So I was big into Yu-Gi-Oh, like anime, video games, and movies. So they had like Duelist of the Rose. I don't know if you guys remember that one.
Do not.
That one, the game was just as random as early Yu-Gi-Oh. Like you could fuse cards together, but then there was no real list about what fused with what. Like it didn't make sense. You would fuse like there's like a baby doll head with wings, and you would fuse that with a witch, and then you'd make like a dragon. So it didn't really make much sense. Yeah,
that didn't make no sense at all, man.
And then once you play the game, like if you fuse the wrong cards, it would fucking just knock the card out. So we'll put it in the video version, but you could like doof doof doof, and then you would fuse a card together, and then it would just knock out. Yeah, so
that's weird.
It was super weird. So I actually remember like writing a list of like what fused with what, but then after a while, it wasn't even worth it.
Yeah, that's true. I know there are other games too, like that are called like Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship, like 2015, 2005, whatever.
Yeah,
those games are like actually based on like the rules of the card game.
Yeah,
so you can like practice, I guess, if you wanted to, like on your DS or something like that. So I thought that was always really cool. Never had one, but
no. So then I had False Bound Kingdom, which that is a game I played on the GameCube. That one is actually really cool. That one, you have like your castle, and you can send your monsters to these castles, almost like you ever play like Halo Wars.
Yes.
So it's kind of like that. Like you would send the monster, then he would like fucking walk to the kingdom, and then if you ran into other monsters, that's when you would fight like 3v3. But then it was all the monsters from the game.
Right.
So remember, I had like Buster Blader, Dark Magician, and Gaia the Fierce Knight. You would fight each other, almost like Final Fantasy.
Oh, okay. So kind of like a turn-based kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
It was super cool. And then they had the Eternal Duelist Soul. That was a Game Boy Advanced game. So that one was like how you said, like true to the game, the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Right.
Came with some cards. And I remember for that game, back in the day when you would get a Yu-Gi-Oh card, it had like numbers on the bottom, right?
Yeah. I think they still do.
Now I don't, or maybe they do. But I just remember that if you had cards, you could punch them in on the game and then get those cards in real life.
Oh, okay. They definitely don't have that now then. But
I don't think they do. They might. Actually, I think no. But either way, like you could fucking get I remember I had my deck in real life, and then I would import it into the game.
That's so cool.
So I remember thinking that was fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's so cool.
And then, like you said, Master Duel. So every now and then I jump on Master Duel to see how far I can go. Yeah, just because I play Heroes. So
I go on every day.
Do you?
Yeah, like when I'm at work, I like if I have some downtime, I'll like whip out my phone and I'll like just kind of pull it up and I'll be playing like a match or two or something like that.
Yeah.
So Master Duel is actually a combination of like because there's two formats if you think about it. So there's the TCG, which is the trading card game, and you have the OCG, which is the original card game. So the OCG is more for like the Asian countries, so like South Korea, Japan, China. And then you have the trading card game, which is like for America, the Americas and stuff like that in Europe.
Yeah.
And they actually have two different ban lists. Yep. So there are cards that get banned depending on how powerful they are, and
so like how many copies of a certain card you can have in your deck.
Yeah, exactly. So the OCG has like a different list as opposed to like the TCG.
Yeah.
But Master Duel kind of like combines them. So you have like this weird like mishmash format.
Yeah.
And people can like experiment with it. And I mean, that's great and all. And I like it. But I just wish they would have stuck to like one.
Really? Yeah. Well, just because, I play with a deck so I play with heroes everywhere.
Right.
But I play with heroes and then they do mirror the rules that are in the TCG. But then Duel, it creates its own meta where like Master Duel, like Max C, that's like a thing in Master Duel only because of its weird, unique ban list.
I fucking hate that card so much.
Yeah, me too, because I play I played a combo deck. So
yeah, so you special summon a lot.
So Max Seed, this card, if you play against a deck that does a lot of special summonings, you play Max Seed, and every time they special summon, you draw a card. So then the idea is that you draw a bunch of hand traps, and then you fucking can play cards on your opponent's turn. So I don't know, man. But like I said, I do jump on every now and then just to kind of see how far I can go. But heroes,
do you guys hop on Duel Links?
I tried Duel Links. I did Duel Links before they had Master Duel because that was like all that we had. But you can do Master Duel on your phone. So I don't even go anywhere near Duel Links anymore.
Yeah, I tried it once and I was like really confused on how it worked.
Yeah, me too.
But I mean, like, would I jump on it again? Probably not, because Master Duel is a thing now.
Yeah,
but
try Master Duel.
I'm gonna try Master Duel.
Yeah,
the last time I played on my phone was for Duel Links.
Yeah.
I
know that's like its own thing where it's also like it's like a shorter version of the game, right? So it's like you have like 4,000 life points or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
All right, cool. And then I have tee up regionals. So Yu-Gi-Oh! We talked about it with Snail on the Pokemon episode that these different TCGs have not events but like championships or maybe they are just tournaments.
Man.
Thank you. Where you could enter in and then battle and then try to place. And then once you where you place there, you get an invite to the real regionals or, championship match. So your boy, Big Ghost Oscar and I, and a group of friends of us, we went to do regionals locally.
Yeah.
So go ahead, tell us a little bit about that, bro.
Oh, okay.
Tell us about the experience.
It was an interesting experience because at the time I had just gotten into Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably like a year before.
Yeah.
So I was fairly new to it because I started playing the game like maybe like 2019, 2018, I want to say.
Okay.
Like, I think our friend Gabe just like threw out the idea. He's like, hey, there's a regional happening in Kissimmee.
Yeah.
We should all go because we're all playing the game like pretty competitively, pretty regularly.
And in the pod, we do kind of like stick to the band lists and things like that too. So.
Of course. And we were just like, fuck it, let's go. So I just remember like we showed up at Jose's house.
Yep.
And it was like 6 a.m. and we drove all the way to Kissimmee.
Yep. Gabe drove.
Yeah, Gabe drove. And when we got there, it was like this, like, they have regionals at like these like areas,
like a convention center.
Yeah, like a convention center, like a recreational center, or something like that. And then you just go in, you sign in. You have to pay like $20 to like sign your deck up.
Yeah,
you give in a list. And then the list, you write down what your deck has, like what your deck is, which cards are in it, your side deck, your extra monsters, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you just wait and you get like a number and then you just like wait until like the round starts.
Yep.
So then usually regionals, if they're big enough, they have like about 9 rounds, I want to say.
Okay.
And then you just have to fight like all day pretty much, which is like crazy.
It was an all day of Yu-Gi-Oh! So then you get your number and then they announce like, okay, these people get paired with these people. And then depending on how you win or lose, then it goes to the next one. And all the matches are timed. I think it's best 2 out of 3.
Yes.
It was just such like a good experience. It was so fun.
How did you guys do?
So
okay, explain it all.
So I broke even. I had 4 wins, 4 losses, and 4 ties.
Ooh.
And if anybody who knows me knows that I love to break even. I love to tie.
Guy.
So when I fucking tied, I thought that shit was fucking. I thought it was like divine. I was like, wow, I can't believe. Yeah,
that's me.
And all day I was playing the same deck, Sky Strikers, because Sky Strikers was like the meta at the time.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know. So I don't know any deck besides my own. Like, and like my friends' decks. But by the end of the day, I knew Sky Strikers because I knew which cards to pop. I knew which cards to look out for or which cards to ash. It was just like such like a cool experience.
Yeah, like it's just interesting interacting with like other people who play the game.
Yeah,
and so it kind of forces you to like talk to other people because you're like have to be there in front of a person and be like, oh, I'm going to do this. But if you don't know what the card does, you're like, well, what does it do?
Right.
So you kind of have to have like this interaction with people. It's like
and there's
really
like some people that try to cheat or depending on whatever.
In terms of placement, I placed like 117th, I want to say, or something like that.
Oh, I'm sure I could look it up because you have your Konami code and that's how you like register. And then, that's why if you get accepted, you have to register to go to the next one.
The funniest thing I think that happened was that when you get paired up with other people and you can see their names and stuff like that.
Yep.
So I get the first round and I was like, okay, who's this person? And I look and it says like Gabe. And I'm just like, wait a minute. That's our Gabe.
Yep.
And he's like, what'd you get? And I was like, he said, oh, I got you. And I was like, I got you.
Right.
So then we sat down and we're like, oh shit, we're dueling each other for the very first round. That shit was like, so out of 300 people.
Then
But
didn't somebody duel somebody twice? I think Jose I think he got you and Gabe, or Gabe got you and Jose.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jose dueled like Gabe also as well.
Yeah, so we drove 3 hours just so we can like play each other.
So who won?
I can't remember.
Gabe won my game,
Gabe?
Yeah.
obviously, because he's better. He's a better duelist than I am.
He's
for sure.
he's arguably the best duelist in the group.
Damn.
Yeah.
So he has the heart of the cards.
He really
does have the heart of the cards.
It's
I remember one
so
time we were
unfair.
dueling and it was like a close match, and he top decked some card and he screamed. He was like, "I'm the best duelist in the world!" And
That
I was
sounds like
like,
Gabe.
"Wow,
Damn.
I love the energy."
I love the energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was a good, like, it was like real techie or whatever.
Yeah.
So a cooler story is, so while we're driving up there and we go past a toll,
Oh my god.
and
yeah.
so we're in Gabe's car or whatever, and he grabs like a bunch of change from his like the center console, and it's one of those like tolls that has like the basket, so you throw in the coins or whatever. So he fucking grabs it and just throws like a handful of coins without counting them, and it's like $1.25 or whatever that we need to make, and there's not that many quarters, it's a bunch of nickels and dimes.
Yeah.
So we can see it like a slot machine. It goes like all the way up to, and it starts to get slow as it goes up to like the dollar, and we're trying to see if we have to put more coins in, and it fucking gets there, boom, right to the $1.25, and we all go, whoa.
Yeah. It was so like such like a.
It was so epic.
Yeah.
That shit was so crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
That was
It
the highlight.
That was a highlight
Yeah.
of that trip.
Yeah.
It was a weird trip because I remember also when we were going, there was a guy like driving the wrong way too.
Right, and
In
it was-
Kissimmee. Like we were like heading this way.
Yeah.
And I remember Gabe looking at me. He's like, Am I on the right side of the road? And I was like, why? Because look at that guy. And that guy was like heading straight for us. And we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, really.
Like this is this guy just like driving on the wrong side of the
And
road.
it was like
Kissimmee.
it was,
bro.
yeah. It was raining heavy too, and
Yeah.
I was nervous. Like, you know, shout out to Gabe or whatever, but he drove us there and drove us back in 3 hours, and after dueling all day. And
Yeah, dude, that Wendy's afterwards hit so fast.
oh my god, it's so rewarding.
So rewarding, dude. Oh my god. Like
Yeah.
after like 9 hours. Also, another crazy story. I don't know if I ever told you this, but like, so there's a lot of like suspect like people that play that game. They have
Right.
like a lot of like hentai stuff on their
Yeah,
whatever.
like on their sleeves. or
Yeah,
on the
so I
playmat.
just
Oh,
remember. Yeah, so they have like, you know, Iego stuff like on their playmats, on their cards, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just remember like sitting down at this table and I'm waiting for my opponent. And sometimes people just drop out of the tournament and they don't come to their next round. Or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, our friend Jose got like fucking like 3 out of his
Yeah.
5 wins or whatever, where people
Just like
would
dropped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and then there's just like this little kid next to me because it's a kid's game, obviously. And
Right.
and he's like next to me. He's like, "Is your opponent coming?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." Then he goes, "Oh, are you like? Do you want to duel me?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I was just being nice to the little kid because he's a little kid. And then like literally like 2 seats away from me, there's these 2 guys like talking, and they're like, "Yo, dude, look at my solemn judgment like hentai card and my mat." And it's like the guy's like fucking the girl, and I'm just like, "Dude, like, come on, man! Like, what the? What? There's a little kid right in front of me. Like, what the hell?"
There was like a new rule that got implemented around that time where if you smelled like ass or whatever, you were
If you
disqualified.
smell like ass,
Right?
Dude.
If you didn't shower for the last 3
Right?
days,
Right?
Yes.
It was like a deodorant rule. Like you had to wear
Yes.
deodorant.
There's an
Damn.
actual rule. I will pull it up
Yeah.
and put it on the video. There's an actual rule that says like you have to be sanitary to
Yep.
play the game.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
too, man.
Yeah.
Because like there was
So,
a guy.
but what is that saying? Like Yu-Gi-Oh players in general, we just
There's just so many
smell like
complaints.
ass?
it's like a stereotype, not even like amongst just Yu-Gi-Oh, but like
yeah, like
in-
around like the
Like sweaty
nerds.
gamers.
Yeah, exactly. So like there was
Little
this one guy.
shower,
There was this
no?
one guy that passed us.
Right. This I love this
And
story.
I'm so sorry to this man if you're watching this. You smelled so fucking bad.
Right. I was sitting back to back with Oscar. So I'm like dueling forward, and then I could see him like behind me to the left or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a statistic, man. Like he was literally smelling that bad because he wanted to throw your game off.
That's
man.
I think that's why they did it. I was like, what the
to
fuck?
psych you out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
and then
like-
Xavier just turns to me. He said, "I'm smelling onions. I really want a burger right now."
Right.
As the guy passes, and I was like,
gross.
It was either a coincidence or I don't know what the fuck. Maybe I was trying to be funny. I don't really remember saying it, but I remember the enjoyment.
I was too traumatized for me dude. It was like etched into my mind.
Yes, that shit was fucking hilarious.
You imagine just dueling somebody and you're just like, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, so
You start getting water.
It's like, I started getting water. You can't read the cards anymore. You're like, fuck, bro, what the hell?
Yeah.
There's this
Somebody
thing called
open a tear gas. Like, shit.
It's called long playing. So it's like where you try to like run the clock. So like, I'd make an attack early and then I try to run out the clock because then it's whoever has the most life points before the time goes off. That's, who wins or whatever.
Yeah.
So
interesting. Man.
Regionals, bro.
Yeah. Very, very crazy experience.
Yeah. And I would love to do something like that again. I know I'm not into Yu-Gi-Oh! Like that anymore. And like it's a new meta and I'm just going to play heroes again. But
yeah, it'd be nice. They so recently Konami actually implemented like different kinds of formats, not just like the separate ones from like, so like they have something called Edison format or Time Wizard format, I want to say.
Really? What?
Where yeah, so it's like they're taking formats from like back in the day and you can play those cards. So like the ban list from like 2011's in effect, the ban list from like 2015's in effect. And all the decks that were around at that time are like the meta.
Oh, cool.
So that's
different
like a thing
from Keck Duels or?
Yeah, different from Keck Duels. So like if you have like your old cards, like, like Heroes back in the day was like a completely different deck.
Right.
You can play like those cards and they'd be like legal.
No, that's cool.
So it's an interesting thing that they're doing now. I don't know how like popular it is. I think it's really popular amongst like the old community. Yeah. But yeah, so they're doing different things like that, which is cool.
So let's get into favorite decks and spirit partners. So we kind of went through it a little bit, but Kid Lewis, what's your favorite deck? What's your favorite cards?
So my favorite deck was Pegasus. The Toon Monsters, just watching your favorite monster get tuned out. Like I thought that was cool.
Well, so if you have a Toon deck, you don't even have to, because I know in the original, like he grabs Yugi's and Kaiba's monsters and turns them into a Toon. But in the Toon deck, you can just summon your own Toons, and they have like, Toon Gemini Elf and Toon over
she
here.
A baddie, by the way.
Toon the Geminis?
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
We saw them in the movie and I was like, dang.
We did. They're kind of fun too.
Yeah.
What about you, big ghosts? Favorite deck?
Favorite deck? It's hard because I have a lot of favorite decks that I play.
What's your give me at least top three.
Top
narrow
three?
It down to three?
Yeah. So dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Not just because of like Rex. Yeah. Dinosaurs is my favorite because I personally just love dinosaurs in general.
Yeah. You're a Jurassic Park.
Yeah. So dinosaurs, top one. Thunder Dragons.
RIP.
Yeah. So that was the deck that I brought to regionals. Thunder Dragons was really cool.
Yeah.
And then I would say like Sky Striker.
Yeah,
like the one you played against. So I played it after it was like meta.
Yeah.
And it's just a really good deck. Like I really like the whole like,
it's so complicated. Like the thing about that deck is that you only need like a handful of cards and then they just fucking recycle themselves.
Yeah, it's a very weird deck because it's like it's a control deck that aims to go second, which is like not normal.
Yeah.
And they play a lot of spell cards. Like you only pretty much play like spell cards, and then like the the four main like monsters, like Ray and Rose, I think are the main ones. Okay. So
they're anime girls is like with swords, swords and guns.
Yeah, they're actually making a manga for Ray.
Yes.
Yeah, so like there's a whole storyline going with that.
Yeah.
So
no, for sure. For me, it's like I've said it a bunch of times. Heroes all day. I did try to get into Red Eyes, but they have the Red Eyes Flare Dragon.
Oh yeah.
So that one's kind of cool. It's kind of a burn deck. You summon as many Red Eyes as you can, and then every time your opponent plays a card, he loses 500 for every Red Eyes.
Yeah.
So if you get 3 on the board, he's dead in like fucking 3 moves.
Yeah. That card is badass.
Yeah.
The art on it's really cool.
Yeah. Right. Looks really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do like 6 Samurai. So
of course.
I wish they were a little bit better. Just 6 Samurai, man. It's fucking
of course,
dope.
They're samurais.
Yeah.
That's your thing.
It's my thing. I love samurai. I love the samurai.
Samurai.
Spirit partner. So you said yours. Or who would you have the Flame Swordsman as your spirit partner, or that's your guy who's shoulder to shoulder with you?
Shoulder to shoulder, man.
Oh, what about you?
Just guiding me through.
Guiding through. This is where we're going. Yeah. Follow me, Lewis.
So for me, it's actually one of the dinosaurs that I play. His name is Ultimate Conductor Tyranno.
Okay.
So he's like this big beefy ass like T-Rex, and he's just like stomping around and shit. Like in the art card, it looks like really badass. And he's just like so powerful. I love like getting him out and just like fucking wrecking everybody.
Yeah.
So he would be my spirit partner.
That's your Karibo that follows you around.
Yeah, dude. The big ass fucking dinosaur just like next to me. I would love that shit.
Yeah. For me, I like Stratos. Stratos is my, he's like a staple of the hero,
right?
But he's just so versatile. And I remember like he's not in the anime at all. I don't think, but that was like when I was getting into the game heavy off the court. So I was like, damn, this is like my favorite one.
Right.
He's like, you know, he's got wings that are like these propellers, like a helicopter.
Yeah, they're
thing.
cool.
He's cool as fuck. And my favorite card or my, champion monster would be Darklaw.
Ooh, Darklaw's good.
Darklaw is super cool.
Yeah, he's like a fusion monster, and
he's a masked hero.
Yeah, and he like his design is like so cool. He has like the little like I don't know even what to call it, like a fucking jaguar mask or something. I don't know.
Yeah, kind of. So the reason I like him so much is because they have so Marvel and DC. I forget. You know, my friend Aaron just sent me recently. They're doing it again, but they did like these fusions. So where they would fuse like Spider-Man with Superman, or they fused Storm with Wonder Woman, and they made like these like amalgamation characters.
Right.
So one of the characters that they had was a fusion of Wolverine and Batman. Ooh. So that character was called Dark Claw.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's where they got that from is Dark Claw. But we'll put it in the video version. He looks so fucking badass, and even Dark Law from Yu-Gi-Oh just looks super super cool. And
yeah, he does look really cool.
He's got a nice effect too. Like so, a lot of cards or a lot of decks or whatever they play off the graveyard. So the thing about Dark Law is that your cards don't go to the graveyard; they go to the banish zone instead. Yeah, all cards like monsters, spells, traps. So that kind of cuts off a lot of decks from their graveyard because all the cards go away. So in the pod, you guys do kind of get on me about just playing heroes and how they're not really meta and they're rogue at best.
Dude, I've seen the light. Okay,
have you seen the light? Yeah, because you did too.
I played heroes for a while, and that is so badass.
They're badass, man. They fucking fuse, and the fact that they just all partner with each other. It's like it's like you're in charge of an Avengers comic story, just fucking playing these heroes, and they work with each other. And there's robots, and there's like this one combo that I used to do, and you at a time were the best player, for a time or whatever, and. You were like beating everybody with this deck. I remember I did like Vision Hero Trinity beat down on you. Yeah, like these cards that didn't die or whatever, and they had like low attack points, and you left them in attack mode because they cancel things. Yeah, and I fucking that card doubles its attack points and can attack 3 times.
Yeah, Trinity's all like he's like this.
He's big as he's like All Might.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
Might from My Hero.
Yeah, he's
fucking
cool
beat
as
that
shit.
shit out. Bum bum bum.
Yeah.
So I don't know. They're a really solid deck. I feel like, and they do get a lot of support because it is the gimmick of like you watch the anime and they know people are going to come back for it. But that's just what it is for me. And then the last thing that I have is the 2 things. So they do have another movie. It's a 1999 movie. That one was more based off like the season 0. So in that one, the full thing's on YouTube. They call it a movie, but it's like 30 minutes long.
Right.
And then it is Kaiba versus Yugi, and as they played the Duel Monsters game, they have like this weird thing where instead of fusing the 3 blue eyes into one ultimate blue eyes white dragon, he does this magic or a trap card that like chains them all together, and then that makes them one monster.
Oh,
so the monsters do look pretty cool.
Seen that. I think I've even seen the card for it. Like it's like a
it's like
they look like there's like like a chain, like a dog chain.
Yeah, they're all chained up almost like a Cerberus. Yeah, but they're separate instead of like a 3-headed dragon.
Okay,
and then in that movie. Without spoiling it or whatever, like it resolves with Yugi obviously winning, but he plays the Red Eyes Black Dragon. Ooh. And then he fuses that with Meteor Dragon to make that Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon.
Right.
And that's how he beats Kaiba.
Nice.
Yeah, and the monsters look really cool. Like they look very, very dark.
Yeah.
Like the Dark Magician, the Black Magician or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you know how his armor is usually purple? In this one, it's black. Like he looks fucking badass.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. From March 9th to April 9th in Belgium, if you order a Happy Meal, you will receive a Hello Kitty and Friends stuffed animal designed in the design of Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
I've seen that. Yeah.
So it's a Belgium exclusive. And that's like part of, like I said, McDonald's anime initiative,
right.
Like this campaign that they're doing.
Yeah, I've seen like a bunch of like fan arts like on Twitter and stuff like that or X. And it's just like, I think there's a card that's like linked to Kaiba, and it's just like him like with like this really cutesy like Sanrio character, and he's like playing. Of course, Kaiba's all serious,
right?
But then you have like this really cute anime character who's just like next to him, like as his duel master or whatever. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's very nice. And I remember when I worked at McDonald's, like Hello Kitty was like a big thing.
Oh yeah, still is.
Yeah. But I mean, like as far as like for this collab that they're doing, like Hello Kitty is very Japanese, Yu-Gi-Oh very anime,
very.
McDonald's is just trying to, hop on board.
Right.
So it's like Hello Kitty and then you're dressed in like Yu-Gi-Oh characters.
Yeah, like dressed as the Dark Magician, dressed as the Blue Eyes.
That's so cool.
That's cute.
Right?
That's actually a pretty cool collectible.
Yeah, it's going for 1 month from the 9th to the 9th of April.
But that just sucks that it's like region locked.
Yeah, like in Belgium.
Yeah.
I mean, how much I have to pay just to get like that shipped over here? Like have somebody,
or if I have to fly out to Belgium.
I know, just good having me. Do I hope they have it at the airport? So the last thing I have before we get onto what we're reading, what we're watching, what we're playing is the new Konami anime studio.
Yes.
So we talked about it in our Isekai episode that we had to throw away.
We're not throwing it away.
We're not throwing it away. You guys might see it.
You're gonna see it. It's just not.
Yeah, when the content slows down, we will release it. But
Norm lost episodes.
It is a lost episode. That episode is fucking. I'll let you guys listen to it. But so in the new segment, I talk about how Konami had this anime studio, and then Big O Oscar actually sent it in our group chat.
Yes,
this beautifully animated video that's showcasing all the archetypes in Yu-Gi-Oh, like in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh. So we were talking about the anime earlier about it follows Yugi and then Yami, then Jaden, and then these people on bikes and blah blah.
Right.
But in like the cards themselves have their own lore as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I don't know if Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl are married or whatever, but like shit like that.
No, they're teacher and student. I'm pretty sure they said in the anime.
Do they?
Yeah,
No, maybe.
They're like teacher and student.
I think so too.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Well, so shit like that. So like you'll get more of that in this new anime that they're doing. So they haven't announced that they're actually doing an anime for anyone in particular, besides the Sky Striker one. That is that's like how they ended the video.
Yeah.
It's saying Sky Striker. That should look fucking dope.
Yeah. So like as far as I know, they're not doing it. I think this is more of like a hey, we have a studio and we're going to start making like content about Yu-Gi-Oh, which I hope is what it is, because if you do watch the video, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like they have there's like a card called like Dogmaticas like in the TCG, and they have a whole storyline with like other archetypes that link to each other.
Yep.
And you can see the story going on in the art of the cards.
Yep.
The art of the cards.
The art of the cards. The art of the cards.
So like the fact that they could make that into an anime, it would be perfect, because like you can tell that story and you can link all these cards and you can see your favorite cards like on the screen.
Yes, man. That would breathe so much life back into Yu-Gi-Oh.
It really would. And like it's like such a departure from like the usual art that you would see.
Yeah.
It's not like how Yugi's drawn or anything like that. It's drawn like an anime.
Yeah.
Like how like a regular anime would be like.
Yeah.
So like when they showed like Sky Strikers at the end when Ray was facing Rose, like it's not like you would see like Dark Magician Girl, like how it's like all kind of like blocky with the hair and stuff like that. It looks like an anime, which I think is incredible. So I really hope that they like push forward with like doing an anime with like the different cards and stuff.
I think so. I think I don't know if they would do like a separate anime for each card, or if they would do like some sort of like Star Wars Visions where like each episode is their own world of like that they an issue that they resolve by the end of the episode. But instead of having to license their stuff out, they can do their own stuff, like Metal Gear. They can do their own Metal Gear anime. Like Konami, they can do all their IP into their own anime in the anime studio. It's called Konami Animations. They do have their website, and it wasn't up when I did the episode the last time, but this is what they write. This is like their mission statement. They say, "We aim to dynamically evolve the Japanese anime scene to a new level by focusing all our experiences, knowledge, and cutting edge technology cultivated in-game development and applying it to anime production." So Konami is like a big dog in video game, like just the video game scene. So I would love to see them bring this to anime.
Yeah, and like if you play Master Duel, they do have like cool animations in the game.
Yeah,
and like the fact that they're using that to incorporate into their anime essentially like would be amazing, because there's like one card in particular that I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. It was I can't remember the full name, but it's like Divine Sky Strike Arsenal Zeus.
Okay.
He's like the big robot guy.
Yeah.
And he's like a staple in almost every deck because he has a really good effect. Yeah. But like he's like this big mech, and then it shows him like fighting in the trailer that they put out, and it looks so badass.
Yes, man. They got mechs. They got samurais. They got 6 samurais.
They have like the little animals, Melfies.
Oh yes,
which I thought was really cute. I forgot what else. They had like the blue eyes, like the Sage of the Blue Eyes, like the Maiden of Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh my god, that Maiden. I remember when I saw like that card, like our friend Adam, he plays that card in his Blue Eyes deck, and I was like, wow, that is kind of cool that they have more cards for this long, not forgotten, but archetype that is the Blue Eyes.
Yeah. So like just like things like that. I really hope that they do like,
I think so. There was
kind of like what you said, like a Visions kind of thing where they like turn different archetypes into like their own anime. That'd be really cool.
There was this one card that you were telling me about, and I don't know how you know all the lore, but where it's like these two, they're like vigilantes that are also like maybe not podcasters.
They're like live twins. Yeah, they're called live twins.
Live twins?
Yeah. So
tell me about them.
Yeah, so they're like these two girls, I guess.
Yeah.
So like they're like streamers pretty much. Mm-hmm. And what they do is that like in their online persona and their real persona, they're actually like thieves. So like one of them is called Kiss a Kill, the other one's called Leela. And like on stream, they're like these two little like anime girls or whatever, and they do like whatever and they stream and stuff. I think they showed them in the trailer.
They did. Yeah, that's why I liked it because they were, behind the camera, but then they jump and then they're like superheroes or some shit.
Yeah, so they jump and they're like thieves.
Vigilantes.
Yeah, so they go from being live twins to being evil twins.
Oh, okay.
And it's super cool, like the way they did that. So like, yeah, that's like the lore behind them, I'm pretty sure. I think. So
yeah, no, and I love all the Six Samurai stuff too.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be cool too.
It's gonna be so fucking dope. I don't know, man. Yu-Gi-Oh. Time to do. So what are you? Any last things to sign off on Yu-Gi-Oh, Kid Lewis?
It's a childhood game of mine, and I grew up with it, and that's why I love it, and it's iconic, man.
Yeah, I literally got into the game because of this man right here and our other group friends. So like, I'm very glad that I did because they brought me closer to them, and it's just a fun game.
It is.
It's expensive, but it's fun.
It is expensive, yeah. Like
it's expensive how? Like just collecting or just searching for the card that you're looking for? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Collecting. Like the cards cost a lot of money. Like the better the card, the more it costs.
Yeah.
And then you have to get like 4 copies sometimes.
Sometimes, right? Yeah.
3?
Yeah, it's 3 copies.
Oh.
4 is Magic.
I am thinking of Magic.
Yeah. But like it's more of like the secondary market. People like will resell the card that they pull, and like the card can be really good.
That's what it is, yeah.
And it'll be like $100.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it can be very expensive. You can play it on a budget. Trust me, we do that.
We do, yeah.
Very much so.
And like we said, there is Master Duel, and that game is free. Master Duel. So you can play that, and that'll like get your feet wet back into the game. And then, I do that with the Magic the Gathering arena game. Mm-hmm. Like if I play with the deck for long enough and I get it and I feel like I got it, then I'll buy the cards in real life.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I do.
Anything else you want to say about Yu-Gi-Oh?
None, just, we talked about it before. I do love this game. I am not super into it right now, but I will always have love for it. And, I'm one of the shills that, like, as long as they keep making hero cards, I will still fucking keep playing this game.
Yeah, there's plenty of hero cards out there. Trust me. I'm looking.
Right. Yeah. It's nice. It's nice, man. I love superheroes. So I just wish the fucking Six Samurai was a little bit better, man.
Yeah, for real.
All right. So let's go into the last segment of the show, which is
what are we reading? What are we watching? What are we playing? Oscar.
Oh, me?
You being our guest. Go ahead, man.
Big ghost. Big
ghost. The editor. The ghost.
The editor.
Ghost, man.
What am I?
Casper? Let us know.
Casper. What am I reading?
Yes.
So currently I'm actually reading this manga called Dog's Red.
Okay.
Have you guys heard of that?
No.
So have you guys heard of Golden Kamuy?
Nope.
Oh, yes. They made a live action movie recently.
Yeah. So the creator of Golden Kamuy is making an ice hockey manga.
Wow. Yeah. Damn, that is a anime.
Yeah. I'm really big into hockey. Go Florida Panthers.
Right.
And the premise is that it's this kid who used to be like a figure skater.
Okay.
But then one day at an event, he just like trashes the whole thing. And he was like on the cusp of going to the Olympics.
Damn.
So then he gets sent away to go live with like his grandma or something like that. He finds out that the town's like a big hockey town because hockey's actually pretty big in Japan, I guess.
Is it?
I guess so. Because there's like a lot of snow out there. So there's like a lot of ice and stuff. And I guess some town. I mean, it could also just be like the premise of the manga. But then he finds out, he's like figuring all this stuff out. And then like one day this kid starts bullying these kids about like playing hockey on the ice. So that he gets on, he's like, well, if you're going to get through these kids, you got to get through me. So then he starts skating around this guy because he's a figure skater. And then like the kids
are like, guy though, or
no, he's like what a figure skater would be. He's just a slim dude, athletic. Mm-hmm. And then he like starts skating around this guy and the kid's like, wow, you should play hockey. He's like, wow, I'd never do that because that's like too rough or whatever.
Yeah.
So then recently I was just finishing like one of the chapters today. Mm-hmm. He like just played a game, like an official game with like some junior high school or whatever. And like he figured out that he actually like really, really likes the game. Like he's actually like he's putting his moves that he learned through ice skating into hockey.
Figure eight into a slap shot.
Yeah. So like there's like because like in hockey you can like hit people like on the rink and stuff like that. Like it's a legal thing you can do.
Yeah.
But like he was about to get hit and he did like a triple axle jump or something like
Very
that. He was like spinning in the air and he like dodged and they were like, oh my God, he just dodged like a hit or whatever. But the only thing is that he's like still learning how the game is. So he doesn't know how to use a stick. He doesn't like know how to like the rules and stuff like that. So he's still learning. But it's a really cool manga. It's drawn really nice and like they show like the action of like them playing hockey. It's really cool. Dog's Red, go check it out. It's pretty cool. It's like 20 chapters in.
We were talking about like in our sport anime episode, so it does sound like, you know, like not necessarily underdog, but somebody who doesn't know how to play the game, finding out that they have a real knack for it and then becoming like this prodigy or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another anime that's like kind of like the same aspect of that.
All those sport animes, bro. Like that sumo wrestling one, the one about the running back.
Because you're thinking, because the way I'm thinking is like he's bringing skills that he has acquired to a similar sport like that, and then adapting.
Initial D. Yeah, like the guy, he's not a drifter, but he is just a delivery driver.
Well, I mean, he is a drifter.
He's a drifter because of that, though, but not because he knows the drift.
But I mean, he knows how to drift because of that,
right?
So but he still ends up being a drifter. Like his dad is a drifter. You get what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to think of like an anime where they bring a special skill and then adapt that into another sport or something like that. So I'm trying to think of, I was like, as you were talking about it, I was trying to think of an anime. I'm like, I feel like there's an anime out there that's like that concept.
I can't really think of one. The first one that comes to mind is like Hajime no Ippo a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Not because like
they're all like that, bro.
Yeah, but like in this one, so like he's a boxer currently. But like at the beginning, he like doesn't know anything about boxing. But the thing is that he works on a fishing boat.
Yep.
So he has like incredible balance. And he uses that to his advantage when he's like fighting against like people. Yeah. And he'll do like weird angles or he'll be like, you know, like he'll go like that or whatever. Yeah. And they'll be like, how the fuck is he doing that or whatever. So it's really cool. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, cool. And watching and playing?
I'm watching Dragon Ball Z Kai to honor Akira Toriyama because I was like,
very nice. I heard that that's the way to watch it too. Like that's like the more, it's like not abridged, but direct.
I guess so. I mean, I watched it when I was a kid, so I don't really remember how it was back in the day. But,
they cut out all the filler.
They did?
Which is good.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, we don't like filler in this headquarters.
No, we do not.
So I'm rewatching that because it's like I really wanted to watch it because of Akira Toriyama's death.
Yeah.
I was watching like Edge Runners, like Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Oh yeah, our friend Darian, she loves that.
Yeah, so like I'm like a few episodes in. It's really cool. I mean, I played the game. It's really cool. I like the anime. Like the animation is like really clean and nice. That's all I'm watching. And then playing a lot of Helldivers 2.
Oh yeah.
So much
Have
Helldivers.
you got into it?
Yeah, I got into it.
Yeah. Helldivers 2 is so much fun.
It is
like,
super fun.
It's like just like funny. It's like you can get overwhelmed and you can like have like those moments where you're like just shooting and you like kill everything. And then it's so much fun. I love it. And like the whole thing we were talking about earlier where it's like you don't have to buy the skins or you have to pay to buy the skins. You can just earn it.
Yeah.
Super cool idea. The devs are super on top of the game.
Yeah, they're already releasing new shit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just an incredible game and it's super fun to play. Other than that, that's like the only game I'm really playing.
No, that's a good selection, bro.
Yeah. So
what you kid, Lewis? What you reading? What you gaming? What you watching?
What am I reading? Nothing right now, actually. I've been looking at my manga collection, and I have to finish off the Attack on Titan Before the Fall. There's like a couple of more chapters that I have to buy just to finish off that collection. But I don't know if you guys ever heard of it or read it.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, you heard of it?
Yeah, from you.
Yeah, I told you, but I meant more like Oscar. Like
yeah, I've heard of it, but I never read it.
It's pretty good, man. I like it.
So like it's supposed to depict like life, like it doesn't follow Eren or anything like that, right?
No, it has nothing to do with Eren or any of them. It's just more of like how the scouts got like formed and how they acquired the gadget. What is it called?
ODM
gear.
Yeah, the ODM gear.
Yeah.
And how like the original creator, they took down like the first Titan ever by cutting the nape and how they figured that out and kind of stuff like that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I gotta check that out then.
So it's just like the beginning, like the
right. yeah. Minus
season 0.
Yeah, season 0. So it's just like how life was before Eren and like everybody else and like the ODM gear and all that shit. Okay. So it's pretty dope. I like it, man. You get more of a concept of like more of a backstory of like
Life Before the Fall.
Life Before the Fall. But even like that, like how people depicted Titans and like what they thought about them and stuff like that. And then I've been watching the new Avatar show.
Oh, you have
on Netflix? Yeah.
How is it?
How is it?
It's kind of good because I feel like you have two aspects when you watch live adaptation. Is either you're going in it as like, let's see what it offers.
Right.
What it,
how does it hold up on its own?
How it holds up on its own.
Right.
And then you go with another mindset of like,
as a fan
of the Avatar, like just the animation.
Right.
How does that compare? Is it really like to the T, or are they putting bullshit? So like right off the bat, one of the most cringiest part of that first episode was literally Aang flying around without the
glider.
The glider.
Yeah, like
oh really?
thing.
Yes. And it just like threw me off because yes, airbenders can fly, and it has been proven in Korra.
Right.
That you have to like literally let yourself go and become part of the wind in order to fly.
Kind of like Wonder Woman in that awful Wonder Woman movie.
So it's like, okay, we know that is an ability that you can do, and only like 2 people in the Avatar world was able to acquire that ability. Right. And Aang, unfortunately, was not one of them. Yeah. But in this show, he is one of them. It kind of depicts like if he's the only one that is able to fly in the air without the glider.
Well, I remember they had an episode where he goes to one of the air temples, and there's people flying in the sky. He thinks that they're airbenders, but they're just like these people who just have the same kind of like kite shit that he does. Yeah. And they make it a point to say, I can't fly.
Yeah.
I'm just gliding and doing my airbending thing.
Yeah. So I thought that part was like a little cringe, and it's not like part of the Avatar thing. And also the actors, they're like brand new actors. Like they haven't had like real experience, and you can actually tell when they're acting that it's like, ooh.
Yeah, can you? It's a little cringe. It's a little clunky.
A little cringe, but it's still worth watching. Like I feel like I've still worth, and I've only finished episode 1, so it's not like I'm really far into it.
Right.
Okay. All right. And then playing.
Playing nothing recently, man. I know we're doing the whole Tekken thing, so it's something I need to hop on and just practice.
You do need to practice, bro, because I'm not holding back. If you thought I was good at Street Fighter, I would fucking kill you at Tekken. Me and Oscar played a bunch of Tekken.
Yeah, we did one night. We played for 2 hours straight.
Yes, I was telling him in the last episode. Yeah, we played like crazy long.
Yeah, who was your favorite? It was like the
I play with King, but my best character is Law.
Yeah, Law.
I will fucking
I was playing a lot of Kuma.
Yes,
Kuma was my favorite.
You started with Panda, but then you landed on Kuma.
Yeah, because Kuma's got the vest.
He's good with Kuma too.
Yeah, I just love the way he like just swipes like that, and then every time I figured out like he has like a special line with Panda. Yeah. Every time he like meets her, he's like, "Please marry me."
Yes.
So I relate to that. So.
Yeah. I can relate to that. Yes. Shout out to the Tekken episode.
Yeah.
But no, that shit is fucking fun.
Or what about you?
Yeah. What about you, man?
So we're reading, watching, and playing. So I'm still reading Sandland. There's only 14 issues out, unfortunately, and I think obviously it's going to end there, but I did pick up because I was like kind of just checking it out because they're doing this video game that's coming out, but like you said, because Akira Toriyama passed away, I was like, okay, let me get through it.
Right.
So also on my list is on the Shonen Jump app, he has like a collection. It's like Akira Toriyama's Superstar something, and it has like just a bunch of different random stories, but that he has made. So I do want to give that a full read. So just a lot of Akira Toriyama stuff.
Nice.
And then playing. So like Oscar said, I'm playing a lot of Helldivers. That game is fun.
Yeah.
I need to hop on, bro.
I need to hop on, yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's just so fun. Like there was like a fucking time where you just killed Gabe. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So because there's friendly fire in that game. So,
I've heard of that.
So I asked Oscar. I'm like, Oscar, is there a friendly fire? He's like, definitely. You can definitely die. You want to see? And then I thought he was gonna kill me, and he thought he was killing me.
Yeah.
So he killing our friend Gabe for no reason.
I just shot Gabe, and Gabe was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my god, that shit had me fucking dying.
That game was so like if you're a big fan of like, because I'm a big fan of like Halo 3 ODST.
Yeah.
And like the way like the people like drop from like the pods. And stuff
Yeah,
like
they
that.
fucking shoot you.
Yeah.
What is it? You burn up in re-entry, but
yeah. So like you drop down from like the ship, and they shoot you down like a little pod that goes into the ground.
It's so dope.
It's so, like the loading screen to get into the planet is like you dropping down, and you can see your pod like burning in the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So cool. I love that shit. So.
And when you like die, when you respawn, they shoot you down again or whatever, and you can kill people and your other or comrades just by fucking respawning.
Yeah, it's like a strategy that people have been doing. It's crazy.
Yeah,
love that game.
It's really nice. So I've been playing that. I want to get it on the rotation, and then for I'm also playing Magic. So I'm playing a lot of Magic. I actually got a starter kit for my girl because she wants to learn how to play. She doesn't want. I know. She's not a gamer.
Is she a gamer?
She's not a gamer. She's not a gamer.
man.
She doesn't want to know how to play, but she wants to fucking learn something with me. She's like, oh, I don't want to play, but I want you to teach me how to play.
That's how it always starts.
Oh, I know. I hope
it always begins.
Hopefully she gets addicted. Hopefully she gets the bitten by the bug.
When she taps her first lands for the first time, that's going to be it.
Yeah,
that's what drew me in. I was like, you can tap lands.
Well, so on Amazon they have like a starter kit that was only $10, and it came with 2 decks, and the decks kind of tell you how to play the game.
Oh, nice.
It's like a red and green deck, and then a blue and white deck. So,
okay, yeah,
you know, it was pretty cool. Well, we haven't started yet, but I got the deck. I'm gonna like show it to her, and
yeah.
I talked to her about it a little bit, but I'm trying to strike while the iron's hot.
Nice.
And then last for watching. For the family movie night, we are doing Jackie Chan movies.
Jackie Chan.
So which one are you gonna start with?
So we tried to do Police Story.
Okay.
Because that's one of his like earlier better ones, but the whole movie's in Japanese. So when we do
Chinese?
Chinese, sorry,
yeah.
family movie night, it starts with me and Eli, and then we add whoever wants to come to feature in the family movie night. So we had my mom and my girl watching this time, and he had his friend whatever his name is come like to watch the movie with us.
Damn.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So they don't like subtitles, and they don't want to read. So we're like,
What?
okay, we're like, all right, we won't watch Police Story. So then we watched this movie called Drunken Master.
That's my favorite.
That is
movie
my
from him.
absolute favorite Jackie Chan movie. And we had to watch it dubbed, so where it's like dubbed over in English, and it is kind of like goofy, but I think it's fun enough so they were talking so much shit about the movie, while it was going on and while it was starting up, like, oh my God, they're so goofy. Like, oh my God, like, he's like, I'm going to kill you and you can't kill me. And, you're going to have your money work, cut out for you or whatever the fuck. So, but by the end of the movie, they were hooked. And that movie has just a lot of fighting. So I remember when we went to go see the Broly movie, I took my girl at the time, didn't like it because it was just fighting. And I'm like, well, that's Dragon Ball.
Yeah,
Dragon Ball
it's
is
all about
fighting.
yeah.
So this movie, Drunken Master, is all fighting.
Yeah, dude.
And I just love the choreography. It's like a dance. And, and I just love Jackie Chan's style of fighting. Like, it's so fun. He'll fight somebody. Like, if you come at him with a sword, he's fighting you back with like a big tuna.
Yeah.
Or he'll fight you with a chair.
Like his way of fighting is more like incorporating whatever is around him.
Yeah.
Like
improvisation or whatever.
Yeah, he's improvising a lot of the time.
It's so fun. So, I'm glad it's my mom's idea to follow somebody. So we were going to do like Will Smith or Jamie Foxx, but Jackie Chan, man.
Yeah, Jackie Chan has like so much good stuff. And he's like you said, he's a great like fighter.
Yeah.
And like just like the things that he does on camera is like so special. Like in the Rush Hour movies.
Yeah. So we saw all 3 Rush Hours. So that's another, like an intro.
Yeah.
So we saw Drunken Master. It was kind of like, weird for them, but they kind of got on it. The next movie that we're going to do is we'll probably do something a little bit more Americanized, like Tuxedo.
Oh my God.
Tuxedo.
Or Rumble in the Bronx.
Dude, that just unlocked a memory in my head. I haven't thought about Tuxedo in so long. Holy shit.
Hey, if you want to come while we're doing that movie, I'll let you know.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That was such a good movie.
Right?
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever heard of a guy named Samuel Hung? I think is his name.
No, is he Shang-Chi?
No, so he is another director / like fighter, I guess, who came from the same school as Jackie Chan.
Oh,
I was telling you about him the other day.
Maybe.
So he also does like a lot of like fighting movies and a lot of like whatever and like kung fu movies and stuff like that. One that I really liked that I actually found out from a YouTube channel is called Pedicab Driver.
We were talking about that.
Yeah, so he plays like this like pedicab driver who ends up falling in love with a girl, and I think the girl ends up like getting like kidnapped by like some evil dude, and then like surprisingly he just like knows kung fu. So there's like a lot of ass whooping in the movie, and it's like really creative too, like the way they do things.
This is what I love about it, man. Like it's one shot.
Yes.
And it's like all these moves in the same shot instead of all these cuts.
Yeah. And they don't have like the same budget that we do.
Yeah.
So like they can't hire like a stunt actor. Like you are
the stunt actor.
Yeah, that's what I love about it.
And they have to like read, like that's what I like about Jackie Chan too, because he'll do like those impossible shots you think are impossible.
Yeah.
He will just do like 100 takes just to get it.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
He's such a hard worker and such a good thing. So right now we're dubbing it the Extrava Jackie Chanza. So that's just what we're calling it right now until we get a better name. But that's the family movie night. So I used to do a Cajapalooza, a Macabathon that I do with Darian. But now we're doing Extrava Jackie Chanza.
I love it. That's so good. That's so good.
So yeah.
That's what's up, man. You should do like a Bruce Lee one.
Yeah, I mean.
Or Jet Li.
Jet Li, yeah. So one of the ones that we want to do is like Enter the Dragon. Or not Enter the Dragon. What's it called? Forbidden Kingdom.
Oh,
where all of them are in it.
Yeah.
So we want to do that. So I kind of want to build to it. So that's why I started with Police Story, or we tried to. Drunken Master was just on there. It's my absolute favorite movie of his. Right. I remember I used to watch that movie so many times. I was like trying to do because they in the whole movie they teach you. So me and my son are really into kung fu or whatever. So they have the Kung Fu Panda movies. Oh yeah. So in the tigress or tiger. It's the tiger style, and all the different animals, those are true styles.
Yeah.
So in the movie, they show you how, he knows tiger style, snake style, crane style, but then he learns the drunken master style. And oh my God, just growing up.
Nice.
Super into it. Super into it.
Did you get a chance to go watch the new Panda movie?
Kung Fu Panda? No, not yet. Is it out already?
Yeah.
Oh.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. That's what I was asking if you.
Oh, yeah. No, we were going to do it for family movie night just because we have our new dog, Panda. So we were going to do a Kung Fu Panda.
Nice.
But, and, we'll probably get to it because he's in those movies as well. Jackie Chan. He's the monkey.
Oh, yeah. He is the monkey. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, but, Eli and I had already seen all three. And like I said, the family movie night starts with him and I. So
how do you feel about like Karate Kid?
We saw Karate Kid.
Y'all saw Karate Kid?
Yeah, we saw it a long time ago.
I don't know why, but I was never a big fan of Karate Kid.
No?
Either one, like the Jaden Smith one or the Danielson?
I saw the Jaden Smith one with Jackie Chan, but
yeah,
it was okay, man.
It was okay?
Yeah, it was okay.
It was too what? Goofy?
It wasn't goofy. It was okay, man.
Have you seen the original?
Yeah, I've seen the original too, like the wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
I've seen that too, man. But it's just not, it wasn't my thing. Like when I want to watch like fighting movies, I think about like Jet Li. I think about Jackie Chan's movies, like The Drunken Master. Like I like that.
But he's in that movie. He fights a bunch of kids.
Exactly. But it's just like
he fights a bunch of kids.
He does. I remember because they're bullying Jaden Smith, and then Jackie Chan goes up and he does it in a Jackie Chan way where he makes you hit your friends or whatever.
I feel like that movie was so more Americanized. Like
it was.
Yeah.
Even like the scene where Jaden was like following the snake. Like
well, the thing that I don't like about that movie, because in the original he does the crane style, and that's where he learns after he learns the wax on, wax off, and then they break his leg, the Cobra Kai, that's another show or movie I want to get into.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
So they break his leg or whatever. So then he uses the crane style with his other leg to beat the guy. Mm-hmm. And it's a competition where they do it off of hits. You get a hit, you break, and that's it. So in the new fucking Karate Kid, Jackie Chan teaches him, with all the putting on the sweater technique or whatever. Oh, but then at the end of the movie, he starts doing like this shit that he didn't learn. Yeah, and I'm like, how does he know that?
He also did like the crane thing where he was like on one leg and then he ends up like doing the kick or whatever. Yeah. It was really weird. Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Yeah, but they are, shout out to that, because I did put it in the news section on one of the episodes, but they are combining them. So Jackie Chan and Daniel San and Cobra Kai are coming together for a movie.
Oh, that's cool.
That's cool. I like that. Okay.
Right? Yeah. So look forward to that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Anything else, bro?
That's it, man. That's it.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Thank you guys for coming out and listening. Thank you guys for tuning in your car and listening at work, wherever you listen to your podcast. We appreciate it. We're trying to be the #1 anime podcast in the world.
And
it's only possible if you guys tune in and listen. So thank you so much. Remember, we're on all your favorite platforms such as Apple, Spotify, and Amazon, and YouTube podcasts. We record our podcast, so it's definitely up on YouTube. Definitely watch. And it is edited by our main, the ghost,
the great
Oscar.
Yep, I do my best.
So we appreciate the help, bro. And thank you for coming out, man, and being part of this episode.
Yeah, dude, thanks for having me. I love
out from the background into the front.
Yeah, even though I'm literally just like rotting in my room, just like editing stuff, and it's nice to come out and actually do it.
Yeah, we had you on the Godzilla episode. A question I wanted to ask is: out of the 3 houses, Obelisk, Raw, and Slifer, what house are you? Do you think?
I like Slifer.
Slifer, okay, I thought so. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, Slifer's part of the. You thought? What was that? What do you mean by that?
You're a grub like me.
So you're a Slifer man.
I'm a Slifer man. I'm a Slifer slacker.
Hell yeah.
Man. But thank you again for coming out. I appreciate it.
Thanks
man.
for having me.
Thanks for being in another episode with us.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me. I'm always in the background.
If we do a dinosaur episode, I'm thinking that's like the next one.
Just a dinosaur episode?
Well, if there's a dinosaur anime, I don't know. Like
there probably is.
We try to not chase SEO.
Baruto. Those episodes with Sasuke and the dinosaurs.
Okay. I don't watch Baruto, but I'll watch it for the dinosaurs. They're coming out with that game, like Jurassic Park Survival.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, that's a good thing. But that's not an anime, obviously. It's just a game.
I'll find a way to freak in. But we definitely want to have you back. So
hell yeah. I'll always be in the background.
Right.
So definitely watch us. Definitely listen to us. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe on TikTok. We're definitely on TikTok, always dropping new shorts. Don't forget to follow on Instagram. help us out, get our numbers back up. And we're always posting on Instagram whatever we got going on or whatever the anime world is happening. You know?
Oh, yeah. We try to stay on top of stuff.
I appreciate everything you guys do for us. And like we say at the end of every episode,
tune in next time for scenes from the next episode of the Hyperbolic Podcast.
And we're out. Yeet yeet.